Need a good picture for today. Actually, I don't even know where would we go for pictures. We could go back, get an old picture. No. No. It's a terrifying picture. I don't know if we use that one. I think I've already done that one. I think I've already done that one. I think I've already done that one. What's up, Ryoko? Do you know what happened between KSA and Admiral? I have no idea, no. What's the word on the streets? Did something happen? KSA is leaving the team. Interesting. That seems awfully risky. I think that team could definitely have some mechanical upgrades, but man, nowadays I don't know. Least handsome Overwatch coach? That's right. Wait, that's not exactly how I wanted to work out. The ultimate ult guide, maybe companion stream, I don't know. Aspilo, juice, and more juice. Lincoln replies. What's up? What's up? What's up? Lonely Boy in Vegas, thank you for the subscription. From what I understood, that Admiral KSA didn't work out. Also, don't get why they dropped Calyx. I like Calyx a lot as a person, but Calyx is by no means an up-and-coming mechanical performer. So maybe there was I think that like Calyx, when I coached Calyx back with London, his personality was pretty good for a Danish player in terms of like leadership. So there might be some value there. I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, but I think Calyx was by far the weakest mechanical player on that team. So that might have something to do with it. But obviously that's basically looking at things only as in like a 1 + 1 = 2, and it's never that simple when it comes to team environments. So I can't really say. Admiral's easily a better Lucio. But also Admiral does not have the same leadership that Calyx has from having worked with both of them. So, yeah. But I don't know like what would go on behind the scenes drama wise. What's up, y'all? What's up? I swear the second I post my stream announcement, people are freaking ruining me. Why is somebody reacting with a pregnant man on my Discord? What does that even mean? Oh! Why are you calling me a pimp? Hello, Paulify. Hello, Erdu. Bam! Bam! Day! Knew it all along. I'm looking up the lyrics now. Liberated from the fall. World looks just the same. History ain't changed. Cause the banners they all flown in the last war. It's a pretty good song. Is this Discord public? Yes. ! Discord. What's up, Ryan? Oh, Ryan's got his moderator. Oh, look at Ryan. Look at him. He's got his mod roles. He's so cute. Because the news is that KSA is dipping out from Twisted Mind. Where do you think Twisted Mind will be? I mean, Twisted Mind is definitely going to cash out in Korean players, right? Like, if you're losing KSA, there literally is nobody else to pick up, no? You have to go Koreans. Surely. So they're going to go Korean mode. No? I don't know what the rules are with that, but surely they could dig somebody up. But like for tomorrow's match, I have absolutely no idea. For tomorrow's match, I actually have absolutely no idea what the solution is. Yo, 50 stream streak? What the heck, dude? How? Hey, Tusk. Is that a Lord of the Rings shirt? Yeah, I designed it myself. Basically, I found like some logo of the Witch King, and then I like did some graphical tweaks to it. Like there's like a crack in the eye there. You guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like an eye, like so it looks more realistic. Yeah. They can't pick up Korean players. They have to wait to end of stage 2. That sucks. Twisted Mind is screwed then. Surely. Shut up, Paulify! I could bench press triple your max. Am I holding a tiny hammer in the stream banner? Yes. Why is Spilo pointing at his pecs? Oh my gosh. Just hit 48 streams, also 50 stream streak. Almost there? Surely. You'll get it. I believe. Yeah, so we have a replay review. I don't really know what I want to do today. I think I definitely want to try the Ultimate Ult Guide because that's an idea I've had for a little bit. So I think you guys are going to enjoy that. That's going to be a lot of fun to do. So, oh my gosh, Vista. All right, let's see it. Show me. Show me what you got, Vista. Surely Intentional is the title of this. Sorry, what is this Lucio on? What the heck? Get down! Get down, Mr. President! That looked intentional. I will give you credit. That did look intentional. I think maybe you're aiming for the Tracer blink instead, but that's still pretty disgusting regardless. The flick punch and everything.
Death awaits.
Oh, and he finished the Tracer as well. Okay, I was gonna say it's not a perfect highlight. Yeah, these are good. These are good highlights, Vista. These are good. I respect it. I respect it. Well done. Okay, I will say, guys, we are freaking done with Venture. We're done. They're gone. Gone. Yesterday, I can now proudly say, I am now Masters with Venture. I'm now Masters. I'm now Masters. I started in Masters 4 from the previous season. Actually, it was Season 8, I think the last time I played DPS. Or maybe Season 9. Oh, yeah, Season 9 or Season 8 with Farah. I dropped all the way to Diamond 3 at one point. And then I climbed right back into Masters 5. It was a grind. Everybody, there were stream snipers. I actually had to turn on streamer mode, which I've never had to do before because I was tired of having Farah every game. There was Cassidy literally every game. Freaking Farah, Echo, freaking every map, awful, Watchpoint, Gibraltar, Circuit Royale. We did it though. We did it. And I will say I made significant improvements towards the end. Like, you know, I feel like I was actually like, I earned it back again. So it was, I would say maybe not quite as hard as Rework Sombra. Rework Sombra was a little bit harder for me, but it was close. Rework Sombra, I think I put 24 hours in Rework Sombra. Yeah, no, season 9 Farah was the rework. That's why I did Farah, was because of the rework. I don't play ranked just for the sake of playing ranked, unfortunately. I don't have time for it. I do it for the ability to, number one, create the guide / overall impression of the character, and number two, to be able to coach the character. Because I think any significant rework or new character generally deserves me playing the character. Because I have a pretty good, I can coach a character almost immediately, but I can't necessarily coach it well, and I want to coach it well. Hey, Alexa. Day is going fine. So I learned a lot from grinding Venture to be able to coach them better. So that's the plan. And we'll do that with all future characters, but Venture was hard. Venture was hard. So you guys stay tuned. The video is in the editing works right now. I will share with you guys the thumbnail if you guys want to see the sauce. Do you guys want to see the absolute sauce? Watch the sauce. Hang on, hold on here. Let me pull up the sauce here. Because I think Ryan's already got the thumbnail done. Yeah, check it. Check it, y'all. So we're sauced up. You hear about the Life Fever OTP that hit champ? I didn't know they hit champion. Really? You should drop that in Hammer Time. I'm sure there's like a highlight reel, right? That would be fun to watch. Tracer got a rework? No, Tracer did not get a rework. You cannot make me. OWCS is a lot of view. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with OWCS. Maybe just because the matches are like high stakes for Dallas or whatever. I'm not really sure. So yeah, it depends on the character. Like you guys might remember my freaking Roadhog grind. I played Roadhog, I think 4 hours, placed, got to Masters 4 and just quit because it was so boring. It was just, yeah. Was it season 8 or 7? Maybe it was 7. It must have been 7. No, it was 2 hours. Dude, yeah, 2 hours. I had I won 56% of my games, said, this sucks, and stopped playing. Because I was like, this is the exact same character. I did the same thing with Malga, I think, as well. Yeah, I placed on Malga and was like, oh my gosh, this character's broken, and then stopped playing. So anything that's really easy. What did I do with Bastion was really easy. Life was really simple as well. Didn't require... I actually put a lot of work in the Orisa rework back in Season 1. Put a lot of work in... I mean, dude, ranks were so deflated back then. I placed gold 5, I think, on DPS. And I looked up... Samito, I think, placed like gold 2 or gold 3 in support that season. And I looked at Admiral, the Admiral that we were just talking about, the professional player. He placed like gold 4 in DPS. I don't know what the deals with ranks were that season. But yeah. Why don't I make my hair? I don't know. It just does what it wants. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I can't, it's too thick. It just does whatever it wants. So, it's a little floppier right now because I shampooed it today. So, yeah. So, anyway. But yeah, it's just been kind of like, I tried a little bit of the Hanzo thing. This is back again, the rank deflation. Look at that, gold 2 on DPS. And then I played Mei. Really liked Mei a lot. And then got to, I tried playing Mei. I did Brig. I think I actually got Brig and Masters. Yeah, Brig and Masters. But yeah. Yeah. Wait, go seasons 3 to 4. I don't know if I played a lot. I think it was just Mei seasons 3 and 4. Yeah, I just played Mei. Because I want to see how Mei did. And in competitive. Yeah, my support right now is like totally inaccurate. My support's easily my best role, but I just haven't played support seriously since like season 4, 3. Yeah, 3 or 2. I mean, maybe... Actually, I really haven't even played support, period. Because I played a little bit of Zen, a little bit of Brig. I got my ult to Masters back in like season 4 or 2. But I don't really have any reason to play support. Because the only characters they've released in support were Idiari, which was ridiculously easy and simple. Nothing to learn there. And Kiriko, which I already knew how to coach when she came out because I'd been coaching her for forever. And Life Fever, which I played a little bit of just to get the hang of it and then moved on. There wasn't really a whole lot to take a look at. So I would love to, like, I enjoy playing Zen. Zen's probably my best character, but I don't really have a good reason to play him besides just for fun. I generally don't play for fun. Okay, let's take a look at this replay review here that we've taken a look here. Okay, starting. Again, sorry for the delay. Let's take a look here. I need to actually get the code pulled up as well. The funny thing is did you guys watch the Farah video from last rework? It's actually, I ended up self-reviewing myself on the same map on Hollywood again. Okay, I think this is Masters. Yeah, sorry, Ryoko. I'm working on it. Should have reviewed your game on Numbani. Yeah. I unironically had a better time playing Venture on Numbani than I did Rework Farah. That tells you how bad Rework Farah was on that stinking map. At least on attack. Okay. So this is Farah, Lucio, Masters Lucio. Let's take a quick look at the form here. What do you hope to get out of the session? Identify areas of my play to work on around 8 to 12 hours per week. One Trick Lucio. Goals are climb back into Grandmaster, identify things to work on, reach top 500 and stay there well into the season, win tournament with the Uni team and become the best like no one ever was. So I think for 8 to 12 hours of work, assuming that's not including scrimmages, is a little bit on the lower end, certainly for top 500. You could get to Grandmaster with that amount of time, but you're not going to be getting to top 500. Almost like there's a chance, but it's not likely. So just kind of keep that in mind. What do you feel is only back from improving? I'm not really sure. I feel like it's probably positioning and mechanics. 8 hours of sleep per night. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. There's not really a whole lot from the form here, so we'll just jump right into the gameplay. Now, I have been coaching a lot of Lucio recently, and it's been really nice because Lucio is super fun to play. This is a long VOD, wow. Yeah, a lot of Lucio is just about being where you need to be for the situation. You're a short-range character. You can play selfishly. You can play selflessly. You could speed tank. You could speed DPS. You can engage on off angles. You could do all sorts of stuff. So it's just basically like looking at the situation and doing stuff. That's pretty much it. Right now, you could help your Widow in the off angle, but it would mean putting yourself at such a distance that you would not be doing as much. So it's more likely that you will play with your tank here. But if the situation changes, you can adjust your positioning accordingly. Really important that you don't back off here, though. So it's really important, first off, that you don't drop in the open here. And secondly, that you don't lose this high ground off angle, because this is your best your best option to get boops. But again, it's your closest route to disrupting and distracting the enemy backline. When you move this direction, your character becomes worse. Your character becomes worse. Your character's less effective at this range. And so because you missed that opportunity, now you've fallen back. And so your ability to disrupt, to distract, and harass, and and so on is much lower. The amp there is good. Rotating this side is good as well. It's a good boop. Would prefer you to stay on the wall. You need to be really careful. But honestly, like, this fight has gone by like super fast. Like, so there's not a whole lot to say. But I do think that you missed an opportunity. Remember, you are a short-range character. That's what you do. You do short-range damage, short-range disruption, short-range healing. If you back off and create distance between yourself and the enemy team, 9 times out of 10, that's a troll. Okay. Break. Good. Good. Help. Amps can speed in. Good. This is the tricky part. Chat, what should we do here? What should we do here? What do you guys see? This is where most of our team is. This is the off angle. What should we do? If you answer this correctly, you're going to understand Lucio. If you answer this incorrectly, you're going to be miserable the rest of your life, and your friends and family won't speak to you ever again. What do you guys think? We off angle with the Cassidy. Whatever the question is, we off angle. +1 Cass? The answer is off angle. Okay, you guys ready? Hold on. Grasp your glutes and squeeze. The answer is no. You do not off angle with Cassidy. And there's 2 reasons why. One is you were like, oh, if I go with the Cassidy, I help the off angle. Yes, correct. But what is the range that this off angle is being played? Yes, but Spilo also talks about range too much. Don't forget. You see it? So unless they're playing something like a dive comp that's going to get on top of the Cassidy, you will not be useful here. You will do minimal damage and minimal support. The other reason why this is bad is that if you are here to start, you could get here and maybe get a little bit closer. But you're here, and I see this happen. This happens all the time with Lucio. You do not change your position unless you have a good reason for it. Do you hear me? Read my lips. Do not change your positioning unless you have a really good reason for it. Because when you go from assisting here You were doing nothing, 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 nothing. Now you're doing something. You understand? You might watch high-level play and see Cassidy's and Lucios sitting with Cassidy's and so on. But there's two circumstances in which you would do that. One, in which the off angle is close, so you can actually do damage. Or two, when there's Tracers or Sombras or Winstons or Divas or something that's going to dive the Cassidys or a ball, they're going to get on top of the Cassidy so that they will play in your effective range. What Lucio does is he either gets close to you or he plays versus characters that want to get close to him, and so he gets value. If they're playing Winston, he will dive the Cassidy, and then you got value. You are playing way outside of your effective range, and it would at that point be better for you to just stick with your tank. For the same exact reason why you should have stayed here and why playing with your Widow here made no sense, right? Now, you did the right job here outside of backing off too far, but yeah. Supposed to be a flanker duelist. Who are you yapping about? Would that have saved your venture? I don't know, but do you see the value? Do you see the value here? Do you see the value here? Tank trading is not even the most important thing in the game. But do you see the damage? Do you see the healing? Do you see the value? You just totally screwed up her ultimate. Totally screwed up. Your Jungle Queen's dead. But you just saved your own life. Lucio's freaking good up close. Where was that? Right? So, the rules of Lucio. Cover, verticality, short. Sometimes that's tank, sometimes that's off angle. You prefer off angle, but if you have to play with your tank because all of your angles are a million miles away, then you play with your tank. So simple. Doing those things is difficult, but recognizing them should not be hard. Short range off angle. Chat, predict with me. Where should our Lucio, before the fight even starts, where do you think our Lucio will position? Where do you think our Lucio should position? What side of the map? Now, this is where things get super saucy because you don't even need to wait for your team to do anything. You can already start to think and predict about where you need to be. High ground on the right. You got it. This area of the map is super succulent. Short range, good flank, good setup, gonna be able to get close. Now you could also, if you knew that they were on Widow, wrap all the way around this way, go Frogger mode. That would do it as well. You got it. You got it. Let's go. So here's the thing. You guys ready for the sauce? You guys ready for the sauce? If our team stands on main and doesn't take this angle here, you leave them. You leave them. You go by yourself. Why? Because an Arabot standing in a long distance is less useful than a solo Reddit Lucio that's actually going to get close. Do you understand? So before the fight even starts, we could be thinking about this. And so we start to go left, and hey, gee, look at that. Your teammates aren't morons. And look at what we're doing now. Blam! 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 Now, I will give you credit. You did close the distance or on the right side. This is good, too. But I think staging left side sooner might have been the slightly more consistent, more effective way to approach. Lucio made simple. Nothing will ever make Lucio simple when it comes to mechanics. But when it comes to understanding where you can get value versus other comps and bad maps and not dive and now they're on spam, you could solve it. Good, good. Get in here. That's right. Get up in there. Get up in the mini. You could even walk forward a little bit closer here. You could get up in here, right? Again, we could already start to theorize. Where do we want to play as Lucio here? Where do we want to play? Is it going to be here? Are we going to take high ground and take this short angle here? Would we want to go here? Maybe this is a little bit too isolated, right? But it fits at least the basics, right? And this is where I think you could be a little bit more proactive with your off angling here. Yeah, good, 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 good. Up close, up close. Look at the damage you're doing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, popping off. Mostly the patience, yes. Okay. By the way, Hatogenes, if you have any questions, you can drop them in Discord or Twitch chat. It's up to you. Good. I like this. It's close. It's not perfectly close, but it's one of the better options on this map. Go, 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 go. Get it, get it. Yeah! Nice, good. Hold her out, hold her out. Don't. Okay, so, remember the rule. You're here. She's popped sights. Stay here. Stay here. You are now a flanker. You are now Tracer. You are now Tracer. You're now Tracer with a healing, the ability to self-heal, all right? Hold the angle. Shoot, distract, disrupt, harass. Do not cross into the open trying to quote-unquote peel. This is where you die. This is where you die, right? Control the space. Go, 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 go. Yes. Huge. Go, 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 go. Find your target. Now it doesn't matter. Oh, you're gonna get the kill. I trust. I trust. Okay, now I don't trust. Good job. Good job. Does that make sense, guys? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Lucio is the best support in the game at controlling short off angles, short sightlines. Not Brigitte, not Moira, not Mercy. There is not a better support in the game at controlling space, short sightlines as Lucio. Because you don't just do damage, you also support, you also heal. If there's anybody with you, they get the added benefit of speed. Spyro is his best support in the game, you better believe it. Be careful about peeking this here, but we can hold here. Now! Thankfully your Doom bailed you out, but yeah. Frankly, don't leave. Go back. Go back. Go back. What's the plan? What are we doing? We're looking for Moira. Careful. Get her. Get her. Get her. Go. Go. Ah, you bailed. You chickened out. You chickened out. You chickened out. That's alright. That's alright. At least you got close. Now remember, before this fight even starts, you can already start to visualize where this fight's going to happen and what off angle you should be setting up here. What do you guys think? Where do you guys think that we're going to lean to as Lucio here? What do you guys think? Even now, Doom's dead. Okay, now what? Yeah, I think it's probably going to be pulling somewhere along this side of the map here. Probably not here, although you could technically wrap all the way around flank, but yeah, probably not. But see, you're playing so passively here. This is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. Why are we here, guys? Think about it for a second. Why are we here? The reason we're here is because we're trying to peel our stuff off, right? What's the best thing that we could be doing for our backline right now? Think about it. You guys should know the answer to this. What dive is coming in right now? Right? So, if there's nothing coming, then I think that we need to kind of either be supporting the Widow on the flank here or setting up our own off angle. Harass, disrupt, distract, harass, disrupt, distract. You be your budget Tracer mode. Budget Tracer mode. Don't sit in your backline. If your team is fighting and there's nobody to peel and there's nobody to off angle, you be the off angle. You go. This is too passive. It's too backline main focused. Not near enough space control. Go. Create the distraction that will allow the enemy team to not just hyper focus your Widow. That was an odd target choice there. In the middle of a whole hogging Roadhog, and you take the time to go shoot Roadhog trap. Go, get him. Remember, you're close. If you're not playing in at least a close range sightline, you're just not that good. You can't peel a Roadhog hook by standing inside your backline. Chat, where should we be? Where should we be? Where should we be? Where should we be? No Sombra, no Tracer, no Winston, nobody to get close to us. So where should we be? I think there's at least 2 choices here. At least 2 choices. What do you guys think? With the Doom, yes. So up here with the Doomfist, up close, yes. Where else? Or high ground right side, yes. Sitting up here, trying to deny the Hanzo or Sojourn from taking this high ground. Lurking, waiting to deny this off angle, looking to pressure backline, controlling space, distracting. Yes, you guys got it. You guys got it, 100%. Look at our tendency here. It's just a hover conservatively. And versus what they're playing, that's not going to work, guys. That is not going to work. You cannot play Lucio like a Zenyatta when you're playing into these characters. Now they're on Winston now, and now they're on Tracer. So let me ask you a question again. Where do we play? What do you guys think about our positioning now? The enemy team is going to be trying to get close to my team. So they will get close to you. So then therefore you have a lot more choices. You see what I'm saying? This is where Lucio shines. Because you don't have to worry about necessarily being as proactive, because they're going to be proactive on you. They're going to get up close to you. Right. So you sitting here is great, even though it's a poke angle, because they're going to jump your Widow. Right? And there's your short range value. It's like poetry. It's like poetry. It's beautiful. Now from here, don't be passive. Do more things. And obviously don't miss the boop. But that's all right. That's all right. Now, where do you go? Don't get him. And by the way, don't just sit in the backline here. Proactively deny this. Where is that Tracer? Get her, 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 get her. Because if you don't take the proactivity and take those off angles away and hit those boops, they'll die either way. Don't go back here. Go trade backlines. Proactively deny the enemy team the space that they want to be able to stage onto your backline. And I know that's a lot of big words, but essentially it just says do things. Do things on off angles. Keep them busy. Distract, disrupt, harass. See, you could have peeled your Widow there, but what you're doing is almost as good. You trade your Widow, but you kill the Tracer. So it's not even that bad. You're allowing your team to get out of some spawn. Your only mistake is that you just shouldn't have been on the floor. And you should have killed the Kiriko, obviously. Like here, if you'd actually disengage this, I think you actually live this. Lucio, when guarding somebody, is a duelist. Yeah. Lucio is not a bad bodyguard, but I agree that they're like you have to be a little bit more creative with how you bodyguard with Lucio. You can't just stand on them, right? That's more of the Mercy playstyle, and to an extent Brigitte, although even with Brigitte it's not as much. Okay, so what are you guys seeing so far that needs to be adjusted slightly with the play? What needs to be done better? Be specific. Be good coaches. Thank you.
So good.
It does look good. Closer angles, right? So we spend a lot of time kind of hovering backwards and shooting from range. But so if the enemy team doesn't dive us, we have a really hard time. Positioning, right? Close angles. Yes. Cheers, Orb. Okay, let's see it. Look at their comp. What the frick are you going to be peeling here? There is nothing that's going to be quote-unquote diving your backline here. So if you don't find a way to play Tracerio, oh, that's awful. Well, please don't say that. You're going to have a really hard time. There's no speed tank here. There's no peel Tracer here. In fact, there probably won't even be an off angle from your DPS that actually is close enough to justify your positioning. You're playing with double sniper. Those guys aren't going to want to play the same angles as you. So you know what you do? You read it. You get me? You get me? Play Zen if this is what you're going to do. Play Zen. Or Ana or BAP. Because Rag and Pro play, the coordination is better, which allows for things like kiting ultimates. And because the mechanical demand of Lucio is so high, but the pro players are able to meet that mechanical demand, higher skill ceiling characters are generally played more in ranked, or in pro play. That's why Sojourner and Kiriko have such high pick rates, and Lucio, and Tracer, and Winston's, and Divas and things, or at least higher than ranked. Because those characters have higher skill expression, and when played by higher level people, they can get more out of it. But I will say the gap between the average ranked Lucio and the pro Lucio is bigger than the gap between the average ranked Hanzo player and the pro Hanzo or whatever. Pretty gosh darn effective, Toppy. Pretty gosh darn effective. You'd have to be careful. But just having somebody that can go behind is so powerful versus this comp. Go behind, be a distraction, and be self-sufficient is so powerful in this comp. You could break turret, you can harass, you could disrupt, you could distract, you could force CDs, you could force attention, allow your team to get out of the choke. Is this gap also true for Baptiste? Not less so. But this is so passive. And it's passive, and you also are running the risk of getting sniped. And hooked. Because you're playing their effective range, if you're going to take the risk of getting hooked, at least do so on a flank where it actually creates space. Why isn't he off-angling? Just an understanding issue. Lucio has aura, so having somebody in your aura is helpful. But it is less important, no, Amari, no, than you playing to your own effective value. I mean, obviously Overwatch League is superior, but like that's like it's not like we could keep Overwatch League necessarily. At least as far as we know. My cat just stepped on my keyboard. Chat, what should we be doing right now? What do you guys think? Be very careful with your answer here. Monkey. Tracer. The question is the enemy team going to get close to us? If the answer is yes, then you can do exactly what we're doing here. And the answer is yes. They're playing Winston Tracer, they have to. So you are not only on an off angle, but you're stacked on an off angle that's going to help keep these guys alive. Perfect. Yeah, that's okay, Mr. Teal. That's okay, Mr. Teal. You're right. If they had been on Hog, whatever, again, you probably would have gone flanked Lucio again and tried to, but now they've made the swap. And so because they're going to get close to you, you don't necessarily need to get close to them. Now, the funny thing is here, this would still be okay. You could still like harass and disrupt backline. It wouldn't be the worst thing, but this is probably the best thing. Even though you missed the boot, massive value. Good stuff. Now that the Winston doesn't have jump, okay, we cannot do this. We cannot do this. Do you guys remember the talk we had over here when I said, when you're here, do not go back. Not only because it's a long range off angle, but because of the rotation, the time that you're doing nothing. Watch it. Watch us second guess ourselves. Oh no, they need help over there. I'm gonna go help over there. You can't, it's too far. By the time you get there, the Ana will either be dead or she'll be alive. There's nothing that you can do to change that. But while we second guess ourselves, first off, we should be killed here. We could get shot and killed here because we're in the open. Second off, do you understand what I'm saying? Do not change your angles in the middle of the fight. Make your decision, commit to it, and continue to get value from here. If the Winston's booped out, peek out here and spam the Hanzo. Deny the Winston more. But you cannot second guess yourself and go all the way back to your team because now you're exposing these guys and you've now not only wasted time, but you put yourself out of position to heal backline, and then now your backline is dead. Why be Lucio when nobody in your team would benefit from speed boost? That's a great question. What do you guys think? Here's a good question. Here's a good question. How many times have we talked about speed boost in this review? Think about it, right? Not that much. Lucio is the only support character that can consistently peel a dive and also be able to proactively take their own dives at the same time as comfortably. Now I know, yeah, but, Brigitte, yes, Brig could do what you're doing right here and probably do it better. But Brig can then also turn it on its head and go make her own proactive plays. She's a lot worse at it. But Kiriko can flank and yes, Kiriko is probably better than Lucio or more consistent at Lucio, going for these deep flanks or whatever. But Kiriko is a lot worse peeling off these kind of dives because she's not as consistently able to support herself and the other person without compromising herself. She generally will get her TP forced or Suzu forced, which is not great. Lucio is hard. Lucio may not always be the best pick for the situation, but Lucio's flexibility with controlling off angles like we did here earlier is what makes him good. Yes. Lucio, again, is the best close range support character in the game. So playing Lucio versus people that want to get close to you or getting close to them makes you effective. Yeah, boop with the Suzu definitely help. Good. Get up and dirty with it. Get up and dirty with it. Whenever you die with Lucio, you failed. You made a mistake. You got too close. You got too close, got too sloppy with your positioning. That's it. You got too close to a Winston. Now you're like, well, isn't Lucio the close range support? Yeah, but not compared to a Winston. Not compared to a Winston. In fact, the whole purpose of your boop is to keep the Winston who is closer range than you away. You guys ready for some spice? You guys ready for more spice? What should we do here? What should we do here? Let's see how much you guys are learning. I don't know that I would necessarily jump the Cass, but remember the question is, did we get the boop on Winston? Were we there ready to peel the Winston? If the answer is no, don't go backwards. Don't go backwards. Why? Because you already failed. You already failed. Your value with peel on Lucio, I mean, to be fair, you did have your amp. I will give you credit for that. But there's a pretty good argument here that because you were not there initially to peel the Winston, that instead you should use your amp and your boop instead to control and contest backline and just distract to prevent follow-up on the nano dive. If you were here already, then you could have booped the Winston, maximum value. But because you weren't there initially, it might have been better to actually control the backline instead. Yes, generally, Jads, yes. Right. Because if you look at it, was our speed really the difference maker here? And the answer is no. Just food for thought. I don't think what we did was bad, but I'm telling you guys, forcing yourself to completely second guess yourself over and over again as Lucio is something that you really, really need to be careful about. So again, where do you guys think, before the fight starts, where do you guys think our Lucio should play? By the way, do you notice that they're back on Roadhog? What do you guys think? I see two options here. I think I see two options here. You guys got both of them. I think be prepared to dive in on this left angle with my Doomfist. Or get in this right room up close to this mini health back, shoot the Tracer, shoot the Cassidy, harass, disrupt, distract, play the mini. Again, this is where Lucio's effective because it's a relatively close range, can control the space here. Either one is good. If we sit here and hold this space, nobody's coming here. And if they are coming here, they're going to come from this flank. So might as well go ahead and get there now. You see? What did we amp? Where did we go? We went to the void. Get close. Get close. Get close. Even here, getting up close, shooting here, or go or something. This could have been something we were disrupting and distracting from here. Yes, it does. Why does a lot of this apply to Venture, Toppy? Why does a lot of this apply to Venture? Great observation. You're 100% right. Why? What does Lucio and Venture, what do Lucio and Venture have in common? Very simple. Close range. You got it. So a lot of the angles or flanks or plays that a Venture would make, a Lucio would also make too. The only difference between Venture and Lucio is that Lucio would prefer to do it with somebody else because of his aura, but a Venture doesn't really care. Look at a little more here. See, even here. Get here. Go play with your Reaper. Go play with your Reaper. That's why Lucio is so good with these. Do you see everything is like sit in the backline, sit in the backline, zoom all the way across the map. Just be there in the first place. Good. Now what? Now what? Oh, this is hard. Go. Go on that flank. And one of the other things too that will help you, instead of going down the middle, wrap to the left or wrap to the right. Yeah. Yeah, go. Perfect. Yes. Look at that. The goat. Okay, let's watch one more fight here, because this is where things are gonna get hairy, because things have opened up, right? It's gonna be a little harder. Don't sit back here. Even hold here. Control this room. Play around hook, obviously, but you're not gonna be doing much here. You need to be ready. You need to be ready to go in with your Doom. Does that mean playing high ground, rotating and distracting and disrupting here? Does that mean playing up close here? Does that mean playing close here? Does that mean looking to rotate and harass from here? I don't know. If they have a hog and a Cassidy and not going until my team is committed, what should I be doing? So you don't commit onto the Roadhog. You see, the problem with a lot of Lucio players is that there's either complete inactivity or total int mode on the backline. You see what I'm saying? But when I'm playing here, I'm not playing to kill and dive the Roadhog. I'm playing to keep his attention and prevent him from getting value out of the short flank. Playing on hook. And then if he leaves, then when I take this high ground here, or if I take this angle here, I'm playing to contest this space. I'm playing to distract. Hey, look at me. Come on, use your hinder on me. Use your hook on me. Try. I'm too smart with my cover usage. You could still play it's the same thing with Tracer players. So like, oh, I can play Tracer until they go cast, and I can't do anything. Well, then stop playing for triple blink one clips, recall out. Chima, yes, exactly. The problem is here is that, okay, now we're in our effective range. See, this is not like an angle, but this is still better than what we've been doing because we're at least close enough to hit more shots. Yes, start to proactively control some space without committing all the time. Sure. Short range. We don't really have a great angle for it, but at least we're short range. This is it. This is it. This is it. You see it? You see it? You see it? You see it? You guys see it? This is it. This is it. This is Christmas. This is the indirect value Christmas. We're on the angle, short angle, shoot, distract, disrupt. Everyone freaking looks at me because they're scared, or they want to take this angle and use it on us, but you're saying no. You see it? You see it? You see it? You see it? What do you think that soldier would have done if you weren't there? If you'd been sitting with your backline, what would that soldier have done? Everybody knows, right? He would have taken the flank and he would have killed somebody. You said no. And now, if you want to go in aggressively, you're so much closer to do that. No. No, 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 no. You've earned it. Stay here. Just chill. Chill. Maybe obviously be cautious, right? But chill. We've gone backwards. We've had all that space, and now we're playing. Okay, maybe I'm just a hater. You hit shots like that, okay, we're cooking. But see, now if we want to help our Doom, we can't. We can't go in aggressively. If the enemy soldier or hog wanted to take this flank, we wouldn't be able to stop them. It's all about controlling short sight lanes, either for our own purposes by selfish damage, or to help my team control them, or to deny the enemy team from controlling them. Yeah, I can, thank you. No, it's fine. So let's stop there. Yeah, let's stop here. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up as tightly as I can for you. Lucio, control short sight lines with your positions with cover. Practice experimenting, thinking about what position will be most useful for you or your team. Remember, peeling backline is worthless versus enemies that can poke you out. Be a distraction on short flanks. I think for the most part, the amps and the beats are okay. Maybe we could dig more into the beat stuff. +1 a DPS tank support on a flank if it's a closest sight line. Help them out if it complements your range. Yeah, I'll look at your cast game, Rag. Just let me finish my lunch. Do you have any questions, Hetagenes? How do you know when to be denying aggression from the enemy or going for kills? Usually it's common sense. And usually it's common sense, and also usually it's really kind of up to you. So like, let's look at this fight right here. Kitsune Trance. You know, we're not really gonna get a kill here. We know that, right? So instead we deny. Kitsune Trance ends. We see an opportunity. You go for it. They're playing Tracer Winston with a Moira Lucio backline. Play to deny, because you're not likely going to be able to kill that backline or DPS line easily. No, this is Toppy. This is something I have from Rag from a while ago. This is something I owe Rag. What mechanics should I be working on? Your mechanics should be prioritizing, like your wall riding is what allows you to do this kind of short sightline stuff without dying. Your mechanics should be how am I at taking these positions and living? I would not purposefully try to work on a specific mechanic outside of making sure that you'll be able to take these off angles and make them work. How much value should I give to boops? Don't worry about it. Should I int go for rollouts to get boops? If there is no other short, obvious sightline, then yes. That's why Frogger works, guys. Like, you obviously have to be good mechanically, but that's why, in theory, the playstyle works, is because getting close to people through redditing is your effective range. So if the map doesn't allow for those short rings things, and the only option is just to go in on backline for a boop, sure. I think a lot of people miss this. I think a lot of people think about Lucio like this esoteric, hard, well, you have to have coordination, you have to be speeding. No. You're a short range support. You duel, you harass, you flank, whatever. Boop off. Yeah. No, I got you, Hydrogenes. Yeah, go for it. I think when you're going for rollouts, if you feel like it, go for it. Go for it. Generally going to be more effective versus the squishier compositions with more poke. Because then you're already going to want to be going for the backline, so you're already there. Great question. Do you have any other questions? I'm going to finish up eating chat in 1 second. Rag, you can send me the code if you'd like to. Yes, Hydrogenes. But generally, the compositions you'll be playing versus will have less squishy backlines. Like because Kiri Lucio kind of stuff is a lot more popular in like coordinated play. So you'll spend more time like plus wanting off angles and peeling and disrupting. And less time hard diving the Widow OTP in the backline because the Roadhog won't swap to a Winston character. But the theory of what you're doing is still the exact same. But you'll be playing versus compositions that get close to you. So you don't have to worry about it as much. The theory is just the exact same. You don't play it differently. You're just playing versus different heroes in scrims and pro play. What do you do if you're playing against super brawly comps like May Reaper? Get close, get dirty, boop the May out, boop the Reaper out, disrupt, distract. Remember, they often want to get close, so you don't let them get close. You disrupt, distract. You being close as Lucio can prevent the Reaper from getting close to your tank. Is kind of the idea. It's the same kind of theory. Let me get some water, y'all. I'll be right back. All right. What do you think is the best time to swap off of Lucio? If the map is really unfriendly at getting off close. The worst Lucio comps are the ones where it takes you forever or it's really ugly or difficult to get close to people. So like let's say Circuit Royale, you roll out and they're on like a full sniper comp. Unless you have like a tank that can help you get close, like a dive tank or something, it might be better to swap. You'll see Lucio in Circuit Royale if it's like a Brawl Mirror or something like that, but you know, Havana, first point or third point might be hard because even if you do red it, everything is so far away. That's the only when, if the comp is bad and the map is bad, very open, then Lucio is going to feel very difficult. I tend to swap to Baps if they have a good Widow in Circuit or Havana. There we go. That literally word for word what I just said. Yep, seems good. But yeah, cheers, man. I know what I talked about sounds simple, but it will take practice to apply. It will take a lot of theory crafting, a lot of limit testing, a lot of replay reviews of your own, looking at your own gameplay and trying to find, like, is there a better angle that I could have played? But yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck with your practice. Rag. Let's look at 3 or 4 fights, Rag. What fights do you want to look at here? Everybody's favorite resident Torbjorn player. Yeah, cheers, mate. Tip my hat to the new constitution. The only one I focus on was first fight? Alright. So we'll take a quick look here. This is just a quick little bit of Cassidy review here. I'd say Cass is a lot more short range than he has in the past just because of the fall off change. So from here, it's like as soon as you get outside the choke here, I think you hug this corner here and then start to harass and distract here as quickly as you can. Yeah. The only problem with what you're doing now is you're on the right flank, literally, but you need to hug the wall here. You need to hug the wall because this soldier's pocketed. So unless you hit the shots, you're not going to win this. So, and then see what happens is then you give up the flank. Instead, you should have rolled the corner and then kept pressuring on him. You actually had the right flank there. You needed to trust yourself. You just needed to hug the wall more. Obviously that, because even your mag grenade here would have helped you. Like if you hug here, throw the mag grenade, that's really, really good. That's really good. You don't even need to worry about the Doomfist. Just get rid of the freaking soldier. Because you can keep him busy, right? Yeah, it is hard. That's why cover is so important, though. Cover is so, so important. All right, then you can take a different angle here. But yeah, I mean, I think that's mostly it so far. It was your cover usage and then the fact that you didn't win that 2v1. And by win, I mean just keep them busy. Okay. And then I think your best bet here most of the time is once your tank is pushed up, think about where's your short or mid-range off angle here. It's probably going to be rotating through that right room. I know there's a junk in there. You'll need to be cautious. But especially once you hit that shot here, I actually think I'm going to go in here and contest it. Smartly, be careful with my roll, be careful with my mag grenade. But if you hit like one shot here, or even just a mag grenade, you're going to force the support to turn on and pocket him a little bit. That's going to take heat off it from your team. The alternative is to keep rotating here and do something like this here, or even all the way flank around. But you got to be quick. You got to be quick. Like right now, you need to already be rotating left if you're going to go left, or pushing right if you're going to go right. Because like right now, this is just useless. Like, this is just where you're not very effective. Yeah, I understand Junkrat is scary in a small room, but if you are very cautious with your cover and so on, this is good. This is good, by the way. My only problem with this here is, again, cover. If you want to do this, just do it from here, or commit and do it from here. This is good, though. You're on an off angle. You've reached the range that you want. I think the only thing I'd say is I think you could be like, yeah, use the mag grenade. It's free damage. Yeah, it's literally just cover. You did a good job. That was a good angle. And I think you should have gone back. I think you cut out and then just go right back again. Yeah, that's okay. It's actually very similar to Torb, frankly. Like, a lot of the same kind of, like, range rules apply to Torbjorn as well. I mean, because you have, like, that short, medium-range hybrid. And then from here, I think you could go top. Your team is here. Rotate out this way. Sneak up on this Mercy. Again, playing to our range while still keeping the off angle. Because, you know, you can't really... You're just dead there regardless because your Sigma's dead. Yeah, you're down a bunch here, but this is the right range. This is good. Sigma, off angle high noon. It's good. I think this fight's lost because you guys are down a bunch, but like this high noon is good. Like the question is why did the Junkrat back up? The answer is obvious. Look. You see it? He's getting smoked. He's getting smoked by your Sigma because you're on an off angle. Right? Nice job. I don't know what... Yeah, it's 20. Cover. A little awkward with the mag grenade there. That was a little deep. That should have hit. Deep in the angle. Oh. You could also be using your mag grenade more in 1v1s. I think you're kind of panicking with your mag grenade, and you also have a tendency to flick your crosshair up for mag grenade when you don't need to. You see this here? If you just threw your... If you just aimed at the soldier and pressed mag grenade, you would be able to get the kill. Shut up, Willoob. So you're looking, you only need to throw your mag grenade when it's like a really, really long range mag grenade. And to be honest with you, if you're using your mag grenade at that distance, you probably shouldn't be using the mag grenade. That's the general rule. If you have to look up in the sky to throw your mag grenade at the target that you're looking, then you probably shouldn't use your mag grenade. You should probably save it. Because you're gonna find a use for it. You're gonna find a use for it. Let's look at a little bit. Then let's look like at one fight in the next round too. So again here, short mid-range off angle. Left is really tight in this map, so maybe high ground right's better. But honestly, left can be still okay. Shouldn't you save it for the Doom here? Not necessarily, no. If you think the Doom is gonna push you, sure. But if you could use the mag grenade to secure a 1v1, I mean, like mag grenade is a really good tool to win a 1v1. And if you win the 1v1 because of mag grenade, and then you shoot the Doom, and then you dive, Doom dives you, and then you die because you don't have mag grenade, you still did the right thing. If you need the mag grenade to win a 1v1, use the mag grenade. Yeah, see, the problem here is actually like, okay, well, I wouldn't say the problem here, but obviously just be, again, I would even be considering like playing more cover here, more cover here, more cover here until I know for sure. Because you are just so very out in the open. Good. Stay. I know Doom's here. Who cares? Stay. Make him come after you. You've got cover. You've got your team on an off angle. Stay. Push him again. Push him out. Push him out. No. Go back. Go back. Go back. You earned the off angle. Stay on it. If somebody contests you on an off angle, that doesn't mean give up. That means be very cautious, hug the corner, hug the cover, and keep them busy. It's funny because that happened with the Soldier Mercy. Remember that? We kind of misplayed our cover, but we actually didn't even take that much damage. We took only a few shots from the Soldier, and then we gave up and ran away because somebody contested in the off angle. If somebody's contesting you on an angle, don't give it up. Because if you give it up, now they have the off angle onto your backline. What is this? Is this Diamond Rag? I can't remember what rank you are, honestly. It's been a while. Don't die for it. Like if the Doomfist dives you and you're low, disengage, right? But be cautious. Oh, this is gold? Oh, okay. Yeah, the mechanics aren't too bad, honestly, for gold console. Yeah, see, this is all fine. The only mistake is just it's bad cover usage. So, like, when you're here, do what you're doing now, but don't walk forward. Just stay here. Because you could keep this Doomfist Mercy busy for a long time. A long time without dying. Sometimes you have to bail on an angle note. Yeah, absolutely. If the enemy team puts a bunch of resources on you, like a Soldier Mercy, and they push you out, yes. Or you're low, yes. But yeah. Yeah, the mechanics are good. I freaking hate these yeeted nades, I'm not gonna lie. If you have nade right now, take it off angle here, rotate back to high ground, and go kill the Zenyatta or something. Don't just throw that ability. In terms of micro, that's by far your biggest issue. That and cover. Now we're just kind of standing in the open and just like, we're just randomly. Like there's no, like we've lost the train of thought, you know what I'm saying? We've lost it. Yeah, see, now we've just completely lost the point. Oh, I want to see this shot. Flank, left side. Ah, this is okay. This is okay. I mean, it's hard to deny high noon when they're just standing in the open. Stop fanning! Stop it! You should have killed that Sombra. You should have killed that Sombra. You roll here, you hinder, and you shoot her in the head. She's dead. Son of a gun, man. Son of a gun. All right, mechanics are good. You have some off-angle theory that's being kind of hit or miss. Pursue the close range angles and then play cover. And then once you're on the cover, don't stop throwing your mag grenade like it's rotten cabbage. You know, hold it, and then use it in the first opportunity you get. I'm not saying save the nade. Use it the first chance you get, but have it do it for a reason. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, Rag? Mechanics are better than I thought they would be. Take that one for backhanded compliments. Yeah, cheers, man. Looking forward to it. Been my back to the new resolution. Constitution. Okay, let's do you guys want to do the ultimate ult guide? I kind of want to do the ultimate ult guide. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. I'm really excited about this. This might be one of the best projects that we've done. I really, really, really want to get up with this one. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so let me guys break down what I'm looking for.
That looks really sick.
That does look sick. By the way, somebody looks guilty. I love the freeze.
There's nothing up here for her, so I don't know what she's
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about what we're going to be doing here. This is the plan. You play guitar? Yeah, a little bit. I would like to have a guide on how to utilize every single ult in Overwatch. Every single one. Not just how to use every single ult, but the general principle behind like how you use ultimates and what makes ultimates strong. We took some notes in this, me and Gabe did a little bit ago. Where's the thing here? Was it proactive versus reactive? Layering versus comboing. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of concepts here. So proactive, tempo slash timing here. Let's see here. Layering, solo ulting, proactive or reactive ultimates. Yes, we'll talk about ult economy. We'll give you guys some basic tips on how to do that, and then you guys are gonna help me make this video. Okay, so what are ultimates? Simplest way to looking at it is ultimate is when you do a lot of damage or do a lot of healing, or you waste a lot of time. You, over time, will build up ult charge in the center of your screen to be able to do your super, super special power move combo. We'll just grab the ultimate here. And a lot of these ultimates do a lot of damage, do a lot of crowd control, do a lot of healing, enhance your abilities, disrupt, distract, disable, annoy, a lot of different things, right? So basically, oh yeah, local recording, thank you. So basically, there's 4 things I want to talk about in general. Now, even if you're old news with Overwatch, I think this is going to be really important. The first thing is the tempo or timing of ultimates. There are certain ultimates in this game that are better when used in response to something else. For example, if you're using sound barrier, Lucio sound barrier, a lot of the time that ultimate is more consistently used to react to the enemy team doing something really bad. So you're going, oh no, we're low. Oh no, the enemy team using an ultimate. I'm gonna counter with my ultimate. But most ultimates in this game, as soon as the fight has started, as soon as people are trading cooldowns and shooting each other, getting up close or whatever else, it's generally better the first opportunity you get to press Q, to use your ultimate. I see one of my pet peeves, one of the things that I see all the time is people will have an ultimate like Bob or Dragon Blade or Nano Boost or Junker Queen ult or Roadhog Whole Hog. And while some of these ultimates are situational, if you see an opportunity to use it, you need to use it. Because if you have an advantage and you wait, like let's say you had if you say you had a big card combo, right? You play it the first opportunity you can, because you don't want to leave it up to chance that something unlucky is going to happen. I see this happen all the time. I lost a ranked game yesterday because my Idiari, the fight had started. She had ult. She had her ult, and she waited and she waited and she waited. And the fight was going and going and going and going and going. And then there, Cassidy hit 2 headshots on one of my supports and killed the other support. And then my Idiari panics, goes, oh no, gotta use my ultimate. And at that point, it was too late. The opportunity was gone. So for the most part, for most ults, 90-95% of ultimates, the first opportunity you get, you need to use the ultimate. Now, some of them require certain setup. Like, for example, a Blizzard, is not a very ultimate to land in mid to high ranks because everyone's got mobility and everyone's got a defensive cooldown. So you kind of have to whittle those down. We already talked about Sound Barrier can be better in response. Things like, even like a Ramatra ult, you got to get close for Ramatra ult to be able to work. But as soon as you get an opportunity to use it, you need to use it. Okay? Now, here's the other thing. You guys ready for this one? I'm going to blow you away. Comboing ultimates is one of the most overrated strategies in Overwatch. And not just Overwatch 2, but Overwatch 1 history. Let me explain why. One of the fundamental things of ultimates is that they force attention and they force resources. If I'm using Orisa's ultimate, most characters in the game have ways of dealing with it. Kiriko can TP, Mercy can GA, Lucio can speed boost, Genji can dash, Mei can ice block, Reaper can wraith. And so what ends up happening a lot of time is when you use an ultimate, nothing dies. But you know what happens? Everybody freaking presses their shift or their E or their trigger or their Y or their X or whatever else the cooldown may be in response. So you get everybody's freaking cooldowns and attention by pressing one ultimate. Now, some of you guys will be like, what? They countered my ultimate with pressing a cooldown. Yes, because cooldowns are freaking strong in Overwatch. That's totally fine. Now, the reason why we layer instead of combo is because if I use Orisa ult and everybody mashes every single cooldown that they have nothing left. And so now, if I am the Echo or Genji popping my Dragon Blade, or, the Junkrat popping my Riptire, there are no more defensive cooldowns left. There's no more Sleep Dart, or Nade, or Fade, or for Flight, or Brig Bash, or Amp, or Ice Block, or Wraith, and they die to the second ultimate. And that's how pro play works, and that is something that you can absolutely bring into your rank experience. I encourage you to try to use your ultimate in the first opportunity you can, but don't necessarily go out of your way to combo ultimates, because if you combo both Dragon Blade with Orisa ultimate while the enemy Mei still has Ice Block and the enemy Kiriko still has TP, you run the risk of letting the cooldown counter both. Do you understand? Now, so there are some exceptions to that rule. I do think comboing can be effective for ultimates that are hard to set up. For example, the Grav Dragon Blade used to be a big combo in Overwatch 1 because Dragon Blade was sometimes hard to set up, so just doing the work for your Genji was helpful. Nano Blade is a very common combo because Genji can be a little bit squishy when he's blading, and Nano helps to complement that weakness. Using Orisa ult plus Blizzard can help pull people into Blizzard, which is otherwise kind of a tricky ultimate to get value out of. So comboing ultimates is fine, it's just not always the most effective thing to do. And if you have the opportunity to use something like a Bob on an angle to force a distraction, and then you can finish the kills off with a BAP window after they've used everything, that's going to be generally the best way of doing things. Yes. So generally layering one ultimate then followed by another ultimate is going to be the best way of doing things, even in ranked. Now let's talk about solo ults, because I have a really funny story. Once upon a time, I was playing Deathmatch, and I was playing Tracer in Deathmatch. I don't play Tracer in Deathmatch very much. And I was practicing my mechanics, this was years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, and I stuck, I think, an Ana with my Pulse Bomb in a Deathmatch. And this was a Deathmatch, and this was a Pulse Bomb. And this Ana types in the match chat, wow, imagine solo ulting a support, LOL. Hello? The Pulse Bomb. And it's Deathmatch. Brain damage, okay? Now, you might think, okay, yeah, that's obviously, like, that's dumb, right? But the key thing here is that every ultimate, you hear me? Listen for me. Every ultimate in the game, including the support ultimates, are appropriate when used solo. Shut up. You heard me right. Solo beat, sometimes it's okay. Solo rally, yep. Solo tree, yep. Valk for yourself, yep. Visor just to secure a 1v1, yep. High noon to freaking reload so you can finish the Winston diving you, yep. You got it. Solo grab, 100%. Solo flux, 100%. Solo shatter, 100%. Overwatch is such an important game to get an advantage in when it comes to kills. that simply securing a 5v4 for your team is more often than not than all you need to win the fight. And remember, the sooner that you use your ultimate to secure that advantage, the sooner it is. If you keep waiting for a 2 or 3 man grab, you might lose the fight waiting for that opportunity that's never going to come. I've seen situations where I'll have a Zarya or Reinhardt hold Shatter for 5, 6, sometimes 7 minutes looking for that perfect opportunity. Meanwhile, we're losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've 5, 6 fights. 5, 6 fights. Just because they want that big shot, and it's just not there. It's not there. Certainly not in Overwatch 2 with one fewer person on the battlefield. You take what you can get, and what you get is oftentimes just even more important because one man down man. That's 20% of the battlefield gone right there. Take what you can get. All right, so do not feel bad. Don't feel like you're egoing. Don't feel like, oh, I'm just bad. I had to solo Visor because a Tracer dove me. Nope. Get the kill and win the fight. Feel good about it. Okay, now yeah, there's obviously some exceptions where sometimes solo ulting as Ryan into like a Suzu or a life grip can be problematic. But yes, for the most part, in general, solo ulting good. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is there are some ultimates that we will clarify as reactive ultimates. These are ultimates that can be used proactively, but also are quite good and used in response to the enemy team doing something to you, or the enemy team may be using an ultimate on top of you. We already talked about Sound Barrier, but there's a lot of other ones that fall into that category as well. Most ultimates can be used just whenever you like. Some ultimates are very good at responding to enemy teams' action. So let's actually get into the nitty-gritty here. What I'd like to do is be able to go through each ultimate in the game, give a very brief but in-depth rundown on exactly how the ultimate is used at the pro level as well as at the ranked level, because I think that there are concepts that you can learn from both. And then hopefully give some tips or tricks that are actually going to help you to how to actually use the ultimate besides use this to combo. No. Okay, you're in ranked. Nobody's in voice. Nobody's picking the characters that you want to, and you freaking hate your life. How are you going to win the fight with D.Va Bomb? Okay, so let's start with D.Va. D.Va Bomb is one of the most inconsistent ultimates in the game for the simple reason that it is a ultimate that you can basically avoid by hiding behind a corner. Now, it can still get a lot of value by utilizing like your boosters to place in inconsistent places or weird spots. Because you could do slide bombs that slide on the floor. Actually, let me grab this thing here. You could do slide bombs that slide on the floor that maintain the momentum of the bombs. You can put them behind corners. You can also slide them off of the roofs and walls. So you can actually get an angle on it here. This also works as well. You see that? And so there's lots of ways to make the bomb placement unpredictable. If you see an opportunity to catch somebody off guard or force the enemy team to get super split, you need to do it. However, if you are struggling to find value to D.Va Bomb or everyone's just constantly hiding behind cover, remember that D.Va Bomb is a second light. So one of the most consistent ways of finding value out of D.Va is being able to take a really aggressive off angle, get a lot of pressure on backline, get a lot of pressure on tank, go really aggressively, you get really low, drop the bomb, hide, please hide, so that you're able to safely remech and go from there. Everyone's seen the remech clips where you can kill people with remech. Those are generally not super consistent, but that's an option as well. Now, playing into D.Va Bomb is really as simple as just making sure you're always disciplined with cover. Always disciplined with cover. No exceptions. Always have something near you. Never, ever, ever isolate yourself standing in the open when D.Va has bomb. And also keep in mind that if you're playing a squishy support or a DPS, that if D.Va has bomb, there's a very high chance that she'll play more aggressively into you and then try to remech afterwards. Simple as that. Okay. I guess we'll move on here. Doomfist. Doomfist Ultimate is one of the trickier ones in the game. It's very famous for being not maybe the best, but there are a couple of things with Doomfist Ultimate that are really important to leverage. First things first, it is your get out of jail free card. It is what allows you to reset not only your life, but able to reset your cooldowns. Because while you're in the ultimate, you regenerate your cooldowns faster. Let me show you. So let's try and use all my cooldowns here really fast here. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, now I press Q, look at my cooldowns. Bam, 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 bam. So I land, and I immediately get my cooldowns almost all the way back and full. I regenerate health while I'm in the ultimate, and I do a freak ton of damage when I land. Unless you miss, and it's really, really easy to miss. Here's the long and short of how to use Doomfist Ultimate. Most people recommend for you to go all the way in very aggressively, try to use all your cooldowns, force a lot of resources, press Q, and then go even deeper. That's generally the way that you want to use Doomfist ult for the most part, is you really do want to take that like Diva Bomb as the ability to do what Doomfist does and do it even better. Go in deep. Don't be scared about using one cooldown in, then one cooldown out. Nope. Use both to go in. Keep going. Greed more. Greed more. Then when things are tough, press your Q and then make the decision. Do I have enough HP now? Keep in mind, you also get overhealth when you land with ultimate as well. So that definitely may influence your decision as well. One other thing to keep in mind with Doomfist ultimate as well is that it's really useful for you to use abilities on people that are hit with the ultimate, because people that are hit with the ultimate are slowed. So right now, look at their feet. You see they're purple? Those targets are slowed, which means it's a lot easier to hit your punches, your abilities, and more importantly, your shots. So don't just feel like you're, oh, I hate my life if you miss your ultimate by a little bit. Because even if you miss the ultimate by a little bit, the target is still slowed. So a lot of times what you'll see with Doomfist ultimate is it's used more as a, not necessarily just as a get out of jail free card, but as a setup for a follow-up. As a setup for a follow-up. As in, like, I do damage to you, I build overhealth, I get my cooldowns back, I get my HP back, and now you're slowed and even more vulnerable to my follow-up afterwards. Right, so there's a lot that Doomfist ultimate does. It just can be tricky to consistently get the value. Landing in the epicenter of the ultimate can be very difficult. Now, how do you play into Doomfist ultimate? Biggest thing is very similar to Diva Bomb, cover. Because you really need to try to LOS at least the full impact of the damage. And crucially here, when Doomfist lands with his ultimate, he has this empowered punch again. So a lot of times, again, it's the slow and the empowered punch that comes after the ultimate that kills people. So if you're standing in the open, a Doomfist ultimate is just as dangerous as a Diva Bomb, almost, when it comes to the actual kill threat afterwards. Because if you are standing in the open and you get even hit by the ultimate at all, you are dead. If you're a squishy character, you are dead. So important that you are playing and prioritizing your cover. And one of the other things that comes into mind as well is that listen attentively about whether the Doomfist is actually using the ultimate to disengage or engage. You can hear him in the air, like there's like a hovering noise. Like you can hear it here. So like here, you can actually hear that as the person being ulted. And so you could actually have an idea of like whether I'm actually the target or if he's using it to get out. So that can help educate your decisions a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. If you guys think I missed anything major, let me know. Is it possible to Arista Spear Doomfist right as he lands with the ultimate? Yeah, so I've heard mixed things with this, but to my knowledge, there is a window of vulnerability when he lands before he can use his cooldowns. You see that right there? And so you could do that with Sleep Dart, you could do that with Javelin, you could do that with Hinder, you could do that with anything. So I'm mashing my button as I'm landing right now. Please tap. But you see that? Like I don't actually start charging my punch, and so you can actually hit him before he can use his abilities. It's kind of dumb, but it's there. Okay. Junker Queen. Junker Queen, oh, maybe one of the trickiest ones to actually get consistent value out of, but it can be super big in the right circumstances. So Junker Queen's ultimate is essentially the AoE bleed, the AoE damage, the mobility, plus the anti-heal. Tick, 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 tick. I'm healing myself, and I'm DOTing them. The obvious thing with Junker Queen ultimate is the more targets you hit, the better. But, sometimes you're not going to be able to always hit more than one target. That's okay. The biggest enemy of Junker Queen ultimate is things like Suzu and Life Grip. Trance, Rally, Sound Barrier, a lot of these ultimates are fairly effective at mitigating some of the value, but even something like Trance is not all that good because the anti-heal obviously is going to cut right through the Transcendence healing. Sorry, Bubbles, right. So what you need to know is you need to know what are the checklists of things that will cleanse my ultimate. Sorry, Bubbles, Suzu, Life Grip, Ice Block, things like that. And when those things are on the table, Junker Queen ultimate may not be the ultimate to open with. You hear me? We talk about ultimates being used at the first opportunity you can. More often than not, that's the case with Queen. But compared to other ultimates, generally Queen's ultimate is a little bit more mid to late fight once those ultimates have been used. So if you're able to layer it with somebody else using that ultimate first, that's when Junker Queen really shines. In addition, capitalize off of your mobility. If you're playing Queen and you're stuck in a choke and you see all that you need to actually make your ultimate go, you can use your ultimate to reposition to a different off angle with different cover to be able to make plays and create space. One of the biggest things that a lot of good Queens will do is they'll use their ultimate not just to hit a bunch of targets, but actually to reposition themselves into a deeper off angle. There's some other details that you could do. You can combo your ultimate with your shout to go a little bit further. I think everyone knows that one. Maybe not everybody, but you can actually go a little bit further. So if I pop my ultimate here and I shout, you actually go a little bit further with the ultimate. But ultimately, I don't think that's a particularly useful... Right, exactly. I don't think it's the most useful thing to do. What you'll more often than not do is you'll take the cooldowns, use your knives, use your Gracies, whatever, force people's attention, and so on. If you see an opportunity to ult, use the ult. I did it wrong. You guys have to bear with me. Use the ult, then shout afterwards. I messed up. I did the shout first. So that you can actually follow up off of the carnage, no pun intended, that you created earlier. Yes. Heck, you can do it the other way too. You can actually shout in really aggressively. Oh no, I've overextended. Hold out, right? One of the other things that you might have seen there as well is that I can actually control my camera middle. Watch this. You see that? So I actually turned after I'd already pressed Q. Oh no, I'm stuck. Guys, I'm stuck. Okay. Frick. So Junker Queen ultimate, again, the more targets the better, but don't be so nitpicky about hitting more targets that you don't use it. A solo ult with Junker Queen is still useful. The bleed is useful. The secure on the kill because of the anti-heal is still useful. Remember, a kill is a kill. Don't be picky. Don't be picky. That's pretty much all I've got with Junker Queen ultimate. Playing versus Junker Queen ultimate, try to save your counterplay. Try to save your sound barrier. Try to save your at least one bubble. Obviously, the tricky part is that you could save those cooldowns forever and then just lose the fight because you're saving and saving and saving and saving. So let's put it this way. If you need to use your life grip, use it. If you need to use your Suzu, use it. But try to avoid making mistakes that are going to make you force yourself to use the things that you need versus Junker Queen Ultimate. And also keep in mind that if Junker Queen Ultimate is really a big problem, the more grouped up you are, the more powerful it gets. The more off angles and high ground that you control, the harder it is for Junker Queen to actually pressure you and threaten you. The last thing to keep in mind is that even if you do get hit by the ultimate, it's not the end of the world. Because these are 200 HP bots. These are not even 250 HP bots. And you still live. It's a big chunk of your HP, but it's not all of your HP. Beyond that, I think there are definitely some ways that you can cancel it. You can definitely javelin it. You can Reinhardt pin it. You can hinder it. You can hack it. You can sleep it. Those can be very difficult to do, so I wouldn't recommend always looking out for them, with maybe the exception of Orisa Javelin, because that one is pretty quick and you're often going to be trading frontline with her. But for the most part, that's playing to avoid disengage or give her fewer targets is the most consistent thing. It's blocked by shields. Yes, technically, yes, it's blocked by shields. She can go through shields, but the ultimate is blocked by shields. But that again, is not the most useful thing. Yeah, I'm not as interested in this super detail-oriented stuff. We want the fundamentals here. Okay, Malga. Boy, this one's tricky. So Malga is the one that everybody knows, right? But I think few people fully understand, because there's actually a lot of things that you could do with Malga ult. One of those things is using it just to lock down one target. One freaking target is good enough. The more the merrier, usually. But the problem is that if you're only going for a lot of targets, you will miss opportunities. In pro level, sometimes they'll even solo ult a Tracer. She overextends, she's dead. She can't get away. No blinks, no recall, she's dead. Not to mention the fact that you have this massive shield that you can shoot through. So Malga ult can even be used if you're in a lot of trouble in a tank trade or a lot of trouble with a DPS. You can even use it as a super powerful shield. Now the risk thing is that obviously if you miss the ultimate, like if you press it and they blink out right before you press it, there is time for them to be able to react. But yeah, Sandspread, thank you for the sub. It's inspired. Now, if you are going for the aggressive ultimate, let's say that you're going for the big, massive 5k ultimate, one tip that I think is really, really important is to try and save your cardiac overdrive. So if I'm in the middle of a lot of players, even if I have my ultimate, you could die. So having your cardiac here so that you're able to overheal plus reduce the amount of damage that you're taking can really help these plays to actually work. Cheers, Lucian. Cheers, Lucian. So really, 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 really make sure. Yes, you can technically symmetric teleport and a life grip out of it. But yeah, make sure that if you're going to go for these big, massive ultimates that you try to have your cardiac if possible. Yeah, and only go for those if you have your cardiac. Otherwise, you can find yourself dying pretty darn quickly. But yeah, the TLDR is just, you don't necessarily need to... Like, a lot of the tank ultimates is the same thing. You don't need that many targets. You don't need that many targets. Playing into Malga ultimate. Stay away. Stay away and or save your cooldowns. If I'm Orisa and that Malga has ultimate, if I waste my javelin spin, if I waste my fortify, you're gonna freaking die because he's gonna murder you. If I get trapped and I have my fortify, I can maybe live if I have my cooldowns. If I have Rhine Shield, I can maybe live. Yeah, fortify just lets you walk out entirely, right? If I have my full vape as Roadhog, you can live a little longer, or your shift as Sigma, or if you have, your ice block as May. Now, a lot of these other characters are just going to die if they get trapped. The other thing I keep in mind, this may be the most simple tip versus Malga Ultimate. Really 2 tips in 1. If you get trapped in Malga Ultimate, kill the Malga, or whoever else is in there with you. I see so many people, they get caught by Malga Ultimate, and they're like, ah! They freak out. No. The guy, he's in there with you. You're trapped in there with him. Now, I know that he's a big fat guy with a, cardiac and stuff, but like, especially if they mess up or maybe they panic and press it or maybe they don't have their cardiac overdrive, you can kill him. You can kill him. You can counter it with Diva Bump, yep. You can counter it with Orisa Ultimate is actually another great one to use because you drop the ultimate in the circle. You can kill him. And the other thing, by the way, too, as well, do you guys know how much shield the Malga Ultimate is? Look at that in the bottom left there. 1,500 shield. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. It's not. It's not. Look at Rhine Shield. It's the Rhine Shield. It's a Rhine Shield, but it's even bigger and easier to shoot. And he can't drop it. You get what I'm saying? So if you're on the outside of a Malga ultimate and your team is trapped inside and you're playing any character with any sort of shield break at all, and that is a big list. That's Diva, that's Roadhog, that's even freaking Zarya or Ramacha or Cassidy. Like, bro, Cassidy. You want to talk about Cassidy? That's actually, how fast can a Cassidy break a Malga? How much HP does this Roadhog have? It's like 600, 700? So it's like... That's like half the amount. That's right there. That's like over half the HP right there. Oh yeah, and Whole Hog. Don't even get me started on Whole Hog. Whole Hog and Barrage destroy the thing instantly. In fact, it's actually so bad that as Malga, you actually need to be really cautious about utilizing your shield when a Roadhog has Whole Hog, because Whole Hog will kill you. In fact, one of the tips that maybe we should actually talk about here is that with Malga, you might sometimes, if you get caught in something ugly, it might be smart to cancel your ultimate. So press Q again. Why? So that you can run away. because you cannot run when you're strapped in your own Malga ultimate. Something to keep in mind. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's make a scene.
So yeah, basically Malga ultimate, don't be scared of shooting him when he's in it or shooting the shield when your teammates are in it. If you are beyond that, I think there's a couple of, it's one of those ultimates where if you are having trouble getting value out of your Rip Tires or having trouble getting value out of your Blizzards or your Death Blossoms, bye. It can be an ultimate that you can react to instead of being proactive with it. So yeah. What's up, mate? Yes, you can cancel Malga ultimate. Just press Q again. Pretty good in those situations like we said earlier, when like the Orisa pops it or you're about to get blizzarded, you can just run out. Yep, Torbolt destroys Malga ultimate 100%. Can you ult in a Malga ult as an enemy? Yes, as long as your ultimate doesn't involve mobility. I don't know what ultimates do. Chat, are there any ultimates that you can't do in Malga ultimate? I think you could do all of them. Queen, maybe Doomfist ultimate. Queen and Doom maybe you can't do. But everything else you can do. Yep. Everything else you could do. I love you too. Idiari, I feel like the answer should be yes. Mercy, yes, I think. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's keep going here. Orisa ultimate. Orisa ultimate is honestly one of the trickier ones. You just need to take what's given. Which is essentially if you can get close to anybody, use the Orisa ultimate. I see a lot of Orisas tend to use this on tanks. It's better than nothing, but if you're ever able to stage onto a backline target, that's going to be your best option. It could just be a little bit difficult getting there. We'll talk about that. The cycle that I like to use with Orisa ultimate that I think a lot of people misunderstand, it's really important to utilize, is to javelin spin first to get close to your targets, then ultimate, then fortify. People mess this up so much. People javelin spin in, then fortify, and then press their ultimate. And while that's fine if that's what you needed to do, if you can choose to spin and then ult then fortify after, that's going to be the best way to do it. Number one, because it's going to allow you to set up an aggressive play, execute the aggressive play, and then live after the aggressive play. But more importantly, it's because it's going to allow you to actually finish the kills. What Orisa ult is really good at is forcing cooldowns and getting people low. What Orisa ult is not that good at is actually finishing kills. People can just often just walk out of it. And if you don't have your fortify, you may have a hard time finishing those kills. So does that mean that you should always javelin spin into Orisa ultimate? No. Sometimes maybe you javelin spin, everybody backs up, now you're in the open, you have to use your fortify. Okay, just chill. One of the other ways that you can use your Orisa ultimate is if you're ever under a lot of pressure or under a lot of threat and you need to be able to fortify. So like, let's say I don't have my fortify, I can use this just for the fortify. Now you need to be careful because obviously you do lose your ability to move and juke and avoid shots, but you lose your head hitbox and you also lose your gain damage reduction. So there are some circumstances where using the Orisa ultimate almost like a secondary defensive cooldown to be able to keep you alive is very appropriate. So there's two ways of using it. One is more defensive, one is more aggressively. If you're going to use it aggressively, I prefer spinning, then ulting, then fortifying if you can. No, it's always been like that. Couple other things with the Orisa ultimate that are good to know. One of them is that your ultimate does ramp speeds differently. So it starts ramping very slowly and then accelerates after a period of time. So watch the damage. Blam! See how fast it gets right there? So keep in mind, it does not accelerate indiscriminately. If the enemy team is being disrespectful to you and not really getting out of your ultimate, feel free to fully charge it. It does 500 damage. The power it shows you is how much damage it does. So 46, that's how much damage it's going to do. Also keep in mind, because for whatever reason people have forgotten, people's HPs are different. They're not 250 HP or 200 HP anymore. People are generally 200 HP in terms of squishies. So you might need to charge it a little bit longer. In addition to that, you don't always have to fully charge it, because remember, your Orisa ultimate will often have follow-up from your teammates, or your Orisa ultimate will, in addition, your Orisa ultimate does damage during the charge. Watch these bots. Do you see that? 50, 60 damage. It does damage. So you don't necessarily need to fully charge it. If I'm going for, let's say, let's get a character here. Let's get Ana. I will probably need to charge it to what? 200 to get the kill, I think, or close to 200 because of the damage that the ultimate does. 218 was enough. Let's see how close we can get it. Maybe I can do it less. 182, not quite enough. Let's try it one more time. Not quite enough. So it'll be around 190. 190. Now, obviously, that makes the assumption that they're not healing themselves or not using a cooldown, which most of the time they will be healing themselves. But it's just food for thought here. Just food for thought. Yes, I can close my curtain a little more. One of the other things to keep in mind with Orisa's ultimate, I'm trying to think here. If you ever do need to use it as a defensive cooldown, be aware of your HP. You can pull it early and run to cover. If you want more of the fortified duration, yo, Dorozia!
This is a trash
Dorozia, thank you for the ride. I appreciate it. We are doing the ultimate. We're going to be doing tanks today, but we're doing the ultimate ult guide. I appreciate the raid, mate. Yeah, we're just taking a look at we're literally just grinding the ultimate ult guide, and we're going through each tank, and yeah. Hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate the raid. Do people know who I am, or should I give an intro as to who the frick I am? I'll probably give an idea of who the frick I am. All right, guys. My name is Spylo. I'm a professional Overwatch coach, a professional male model, philanthropist, bodybuilder, voted 2023, 24, 21, not 22, as world's most handsome man, most wisest man, most charismatic and interesting man. I take care of orphans, kittens, bench press in the thousands of kilos. My pectorals were voted most juicy thing in the western or eastern seaboard 2019, 2018. I haven't competed the last 4 or 5 years. Yeah, chat will tell you, might be one of the greatest people of all time. Just started playing Overwatch 3 days ago. Oh man, so you're saying that Dorozia is downgraded? What did you play before? What did you play before? I got me already after 2021. Yeah, Mr. Beast wishes he was me. CS2? Yeah, see, there you go. So you're definitely downgrading. Welcome to the world of cartoon games, brain damage, and emotional instability. All in my Twitch chat, not me. All in my Twitch chat, not me. I'm the most emotional, stable person I know. And I know a lot of people. I know more people than you. So, David Goggins. Who's David Goggins? Guy sounds like a children's toy. Okay. So we're basically just going through all the tanks and how to like use their ultimates and how to play versus their ultimates. Yes. Do we send the Numbani clip? Yeah, if you guys want to send the Numbani clip so we can give a good interpretation of how I approach the game, somebody post the Numbani clip. I think that's a good that would be a good approach to things, I think, here. Widow is the one where you hold angles? No, you always put the motivation guy. Still, I don't know. I haven't heard of that guy. Sounds like a cringe lord. Where's the Numbani clip? Guys, oh, I found it. This is a good clip. So just so you guys are aware of like the level of the level of vocabulary that I have, and like I said, emotional stability. Also, very charismatic, very funny, great person. Here we go. Ah!
anything! I can't move! I can't breathe! I can't shoot! I can't dive! I can't spam! I can't take an angle! I can't play in main! I can't ultimate! I can't shoot the tank! I can't shoot the supports! I can't DPS! There's not a single position on this map that I can do anything! Nothing!
One last push.
Yo, coming at you.
So as you can see, like the points that I elaborated on, I don't know if you guys would get the subtle nuance of some of the things that I'm trying to communicate there. You guys may or may not, frankly, but if you don't worry about it. This is where you guys are going to learn. So you guys are going to do it. What is this thing about David Goggins? David Goggins is an American retired United States Navy SEAL. He is also an ultra marathon runner, ultra distance cyclist, triathlete, public speaker, author of 2 memoirs, was elected to the International Sports Hall of Fame. Sounds like a beta. Anybody that has to write that much about themselves, listen, you know, if you're an ultra marathoner and ultra distance cyclist, you just basically admitted to the entire world that you're slow as crap. Imagine being that slow if the only way that you can win a marathon or win a race is by running for like 24 hours. I don't need that long to win races. Very common collected individual. Yes, exactly. He says if you work out with music, you're weak. Yeah, well, he's weak. That guy's weak. Dude, I could beat him on a foot race running backwards blindfolded with my legs chopped off. Pathetic. Also, I don't work out. You know what I do, guys? I work out with my own music. I write my own music because I'm that sigma of a male. David Goggins doesn't write his own music because he's a beta, and he's a brute. He's a weak, slow brute. I write my own music and I work out to my own music because that's what real men do. Again, I told you, he's literally a children's character. Actually, no, a character is too nice. A caricature. He's a caricature. Do I build? Yeah, I build my own weights. I build my own weights. I built my own house. I built my family, my friends. Yes. Give Raiders context as to what we're doing after you're in. I said we're doing the ultimate ult guide. Shut up, Kirk. Don't freaking care what you think. If in fact, Kirk, if you liked my music, I would actually be offended. Yes.
If you dare.
This Gabe is never paying attention. Is this an awkward stream? Haha. Oh yeah. That you were a fraud. Okay. All right, buddy. Listen, first thing you come in here, have you donated money to me? No. Have you paid any of my children through college? No. Do I have any children? No. Have you literally emptied your bank account? No. If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you do not have the right to talk trash. When you have emptied your bank account and gone starving for 3 weeks because you have no money, because you've been supporting me and my lifestyle, then you have earned the right to talk trash. You get what I'm saying? That, or if you have like a 45-inch barrel chest, that one will work as well. But that's guaranteed. Is it public? Sadly, yes. Rag, thank you for the 5 gift of coffee. Sip Pumble Pumper, Space House Gobble Gobble, and Mix Squeezy. Who names themselves? I'm telling you guys, remember we had that conspiracy theory? Anybody that gets gifted a sub automatically has to have a psycho name. It's true. Coffee Sip is whatever. But what is Pomelo Popper, Space Jazz is whatever, Gobble Gobble 81, and McSqueezy TV? It's like the most AI-generated name every single time. Just join for a Spilo stream because I always stream yelling for me. I see him yelling at somebody. Love it. Thank you. See, that is a real fan. If you're offering feedback and advice to me, you're not a real fan. Real fans know that everything that I do from the moment I wake up, from the moment I go to bed, is pure poetry. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. I respect you for having the taste to say kind words. Okay, so let's actually get back to what we're doing. So we already talked about like how to play with Orissa's ultimate, how to play versus Orissa's ultimate. Here's the shocker, guys. Don't get close to the Orissa. That's pretty much all there is to it. Frazer, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Stay away from the Orissa. If you do have something like a cooldown, a mobility cooldown, use it to get out of Orissa ultimate and do so quickly. There's a couple of other details, like Whole Hog kind of butchers the Orissa's ultimate because she's standing still and she's a pretty big target. I'm trying to think what else can do with Orissa's ultimate. Remember, shields do not block Orissa's ultimate, so keep that one in mind. Suzu can cleanse and give you the invulnerability if you time it perfectly for the Orissa's ultimate. Amp speed can help with Orissa's ultimate as well. But yeah, Bastion, anything with a lot of high damage on one target can melt Orissa's ultimate. Hello, Bozo. You subbed and you call me Bozo. Okay, you know what? You've earned the right. You can call me a Bozo. So yes. Biggest thing with Orissa's ultimate is just stay the frick away from it. It's relatively limited with range. She's relatively limited with her mobility. You should be able to avoid it. Access to my bank account. That's right. Also, yeah, Discord does pretty melter. Oh yeah, and Sombra can hack it as well. Although the tricky thing with Sombra hack is that, remember, the Orisa ult does damage. So if you get inside of it and try to hack it, the damage will cancel your hack. So you need to be outside of the Orisa ultimate or just straight up EMP it. EMPing Orisa ultimate's not actually that bad because it will kill the Orisa and cancel the ult. Gifted subs. I thank you for the gifted subs to Once and Future. Ozzy27. See, I told you, gifted subs always finds the AI users. Who in the right mind plays Hog versus Orisa? Yeah, I mean, fair. Orisa is pretty good versus Hog, but yeah. What about shield? Can the shield reduce the damage? No, actually. Shield, it used to block the ultimate entirely, but it made Orisa's ultimate worse than it already was, and so now it does not block the ultimate. Yeah, Life Weaver can lift her with pedal. Yep, that's true. So you can pull the pedal under the Orisa and launch her right in there. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? I guess maybe we should do a question and answer section with each ultimate. Or just kill her before the ultimate. That is true as well. Nice, Lexa. Nice, Lexa. How's the Sojourn? Reinhold Orisa ultimate? No, because she's fortified, don't forget. So she won't be stunned. It should at least reduce. Yeah, we don't really have a mechanic in Overwatch that reduces damage through shielding. That's not really a thing. So it would just be an odd mechanic. Much better. Lovely. Good stuff. Okay. Ramatra. Okay, Ramatra ultimate. AKA my least favorite ultimate in the entire history of the universe. My bane. So basically what Ramatra ultimate does is, you know, you have your Nemesis form and you go punchy, 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 punchy. Ramatra ultimate just allows you to do that and to do it more. And you notice the timer in the middle of my screen. As long as there's a target that I'm sucking off with this, like essentially like budget Moira right click, it allows me to keep the duration going. The second I break the circle, it expires a lot faster. You see that? It expires a lot faster. It used to, back in the day, literally last forever as long as there was somebody nearby. But the big thing with the Ramatra ultimate is stay the frick close to people. Otherwise, your ultimate loses. One of the nice things about a Ramatra ultimate as well is that because it basically gives you a much more extended variation of Nemesis form, is that anytime that you're under a lot of pressure, you could pop your Ramatra ult and just block. You get what I'm saying? I mean, we could be here for hours during that Ramatra ultimate. So if you ever need the extra survivability, one of the ways to do it is just to pop the Ramo while people are shooting you and just look pretty. Is this good game design? Heck no. But is this what we have in the game? Yes. Don't blame me for abusing what we have. Generally, though, you would more often than not want to use your Ramatra ultimate to allow you to go in aggressively. The damage from the suck is pretty decent. It's not a ton, but it does complement the punches. So generally with Ramatra ultimate, like a lot of the other tank ultimates, it's about getting close. Now, I highly recommend, if there's crowd control on the field, and there might be, to try and make sure that you at least have your Vortex, but preferably also have your shield to allow you to get close and play around CC so that you don't get slept, shattered, stunned, smoked, spanked, or whatever out of your ultimate. Out of your ultimate. All right? Utilize the block. Utilize the punching. Stay close. Stay personal. Try to prioritize squishies. They're going to fall down a lot faster than focusing tank. And worst case scenario, if you just needed to use it to stay alive, you get what I'm saying? That's the noise you got to make. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know where the spanking came from. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The other thing as well is you do refresh your armor a little bit. So like you could look at here is like, let's say I'm losing my armor, popping my nemesis form or my ult refreshes the armor. So just kind of keep that in mind. So it allows you to maintain a little bit of extra survivability. I think that's mostly it. It's pretty simple ult. Use it to survive, use it to push backline even deeper, use your shield or your vortex to help complement that. That's pretty much it. Playing versus Ramatra ultimate. Wow, a tank ultimate where the priority is keeping your distance? Oh my gosh, what a surprise. But seriously, one of the things that I think some people mess up with the Ramatra ultimate is they forget, they go like, the Ramatra goes in, he's like, right, he's getting in there, he's getting juicy, you know what I'm saying? He's getting smoking, and they're like, oh, he's done now. Now I can push him because he's kind of weak, and then he pops ultimate. So just remember when he has it, like Orisa ultimate, it's like that Fortify extension, right? Because he is not as vulnerable as you think he is. Keep your distance. Besides that, Ramatra ultimate is something that if you're able to keep your distance, it really doesn't do a whole lot, right? It doesn't do a whole lot. It expires fast. It doesn't really give him a whole lot. And even the damage done is honestly not all that much. Obviously, you can sleep it. You can stun it. You can hack it. The hack will not stop the ultimate from hacking. The sleep and the stun won't stop the ultimate from going, but it will slow him down and potentially prevent him from pursuing you. Sleep dart's one of the best counters there are because it puts him on his back. If you keep the distance, the ultimate expires and he wakes up, but because everyone's far away, it doesn't do anything. Whole Hog as well is pretty good too. I think Roadhog is just good into Ramatra in general, but Whole Hog can really knock him back or just freaking light him up, as well as the hook canceling the blocking as well. Yes, that was the last thing. Is shields do block the LOS. So if I'll show you guys what I'm talking about really quick. Ramatra ult does not go through shields. Orisa ult does, Ramatra ult does not. So if I pop my ultimate and I'm thinking I'm getting sucky with it or juicy with it, wait, let me break this, kill this guy first. The shield blocks off the suck. If it blocks the suck, it blocks the ultimate. So look at the timer. Nothing. It's gone. It's gone. That's great, Lexa. I'm glad. Okay, any question with Ramatra ultimate? Any little details you think I missed here?
I am on fire.
In terms of layering, oh gosh, Gabe is about to say something. Armor regeneration, we talked about that already. First or second, great question. I generally like Ramatra ultimate not necessarily as an opener, but it depends. The question you should ask yourself is, can I get close to people safely? If the answer is yes, use it first. If the answer is no, maybe wait for an opportunity. Actually, a good question. I have to give credit where credit is due. Somehow, Gabe pulled that one out and actually asked a good question. I don't know how, but he did it. Any other questions before we move on? You want to use it after your nemesis at least. Yeah. Generally, you would like to use your nemesis form and then continue what you're doing and do it more. Okay, let's keep this ball rolling. Oh boy, everybody's favorite daddy besides me, Reinhardt. This is basically what Reinhardt does. He sees a target that is there. He presses Q. It does damage and stun for a long time, then they die. Reinhardt Shatter is simultaneously the easiest and trickiest ultimate to use because there's so much jumping and bouncing around and vulnerabilities and things like that you got to worry about it. But honestly, just kill somebody. It doesn't matter who it is. Just use it. Kill them. Put them on their back. Pin them if you want to. Or honestly, just swing Fire Strike and they're dead. Don't overthink it. Don't necessarily force it on the enemy tank. Don't force it on the backline. Don't force it on the DPS. Just do it. Whatever is there, put it down. The only detail that you as a Reinhardt really need to be aware of are invulnerability cooldowns. That means if Orisa has Fortify, she fortifies you and you can't shatter her. If there is a Winston bubble or a Rein shield, or let's say the Zarya has bubble, or let's say the Mei has ice block, all of these things can block or avoid the shatter entirely. The last type of invulnerability cooldown, right, are the Suzos and really importantly, the life grips. Where a character like freaking Lifeweaver could just pull the person stunned out entirely, in which case maybe a solo shatter is not as good because he can life grip the one person you put on his back. So either solo shatter the Lifeweaver or hit more than one person, or be on the lookout for life grip. Yeah. One of the things that you can do with Reinhardt is, remember how we talked a lot about how you could use an ultimate to do what you already do, but do it more aggressively, right? Kind of like the Diva Bomb kind of a thing, or the Doomfist ultimate. You can kind of do the similar thing with Reinhardt, where you go for a really aggressive pen, you're in the back line, you're kind of half HP, Reinhardt's overextended, kill, bam! Bam! Right? Now that can be a little bit predictable, but that is a decent strategy where you take the enemy's aggression versus you, and you turn it against them. That not only will potentially kill them, but it will buy you time for you to be able to get your charge back and to be able to disengage. Solo shatter the Lifeweaver. Yeah, so, yeah, no comment on the predictability of that. Charge, shield, cancel, shatter. There's lots of things that you can do with it. But generally, just take what value you get. Is treating shatter as an opportunistic ult good? Yes, I think that it can be difficult to plan around shatter. To go back into what Gabe was saying earlier about Ramatra, do you start with shatter? Do you close with shatter? I would say starting with shatter is fine, as long as they don't have like a life grip necessarily. But it could definitely be something where you just kind of have to, when you see it, you see it. When you see it, we see it. When you see somebody that's isolated or see somebody that's close enough for you to be able to swing on them or pin them, they just do it. They just do it. There's a lot of tiny little details that you could do with shatter, but most of them are not particularly important. Is shatter for Suzu a worthwhile trade in your opinion? No. No. That's where you need to try to force the Suzu or hit more than one person with the shatter. Or make people spread out so that they can't Suzu everybody at the same time. Yeah. Okay, Roadhog. Oh, but I guess playing versus shatter. We got to talk about playing versus shatter. Playing versus shatter is really simple. It's the same thing. Keep your distance. Play cover. Remember, he can't shatter if you're behind a corner. That's the most consistent thing that you could do. Don't play behind your tank. So many people are like, oh, Ryan, why didn't you block a shatter? Or Orisa, why didn't you block a shatter? Or Ramatra, why didn't you... Stop playing behind your tank. Make Reinhardt only get a solo shatter is a way to play around shatter. And if you're playing Lifeweaver or Kiriko, make sure that you have those cooldowns available just in case the shatter hits. Christopher just played a couple of games of comp on stream. I mean, why would I bother reviewing? I can't imagine I want to review. I feel like that'd be. I feel like I already had that agony of reviewing Commander X, so I can't possibly imagine wanting to do that with anybody else. Yeah, play cover, use a verticality, maintain distance, play cover, and then if you have the counterplay like Mei, Ice Block, Orisa Fortify, you can react to shatter. The best way of oh, by the way, if you want to talk about Ryan versus Ryan games. The number one tip I have for playing in the Ryan versus Ryan Shatter War, and this is something I've been saying for years, and it's not just me, Hadi himself has echoed this, is to expect the enemy's shatter. The worst thing that you could do for your reaction speed, whether it's a Ryan War or you're trying to block shatter with Ice Block, is to know that he has shatter. And don't forget. And don't forget. Is shatter for Nano a good trade? Yes. Usually yes. But yeah, that's mostly it for shatter. Any questions? Cheers, Palto. Good luck with your shooting. Good luck with your shooting. Yeah, exactly. He tends to hold shield. Agreed. I regret. Okay, we're going to move on to Roadhog here. Roadhog Ultimate is definitely one of the trickier ones. There's really two things that you're going to be using Roadhog Ultimate for. One is to bully the enemy tank. Two is just for the off chance that you can get a CC. CC value. Because generally Roadhog's ult is like pretty spread out. It doesn't do a lot of really great damage, but as you can see, the CC potential is really, really, really good. You can knock people off the map. You can knock people out of position. You can really, really mess with people. In terms of actual damage, the most consistent thing is actually using it on a tank. Now, this is a slightly nerfed HP tank, but let me give you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Hook Winston, shoot Winston. It's all right. But if I hook Winston, Winston's dead. And you could combo that with your ultimate. And the other thing to keep in mind is you could still hook while you're ulting. You guys see that? You could still use your abilities, including your Vape. That's an Overwatch 2 adjustment that Hog used to not have. Used to be the Hog was locked into his ultimate until it was over. No longer. The CC doesn't have fall-off. Exactly. Exactly. So, what that means is that my boop range from here is the same as my boop range from here, and here, and here, and here, and here. I could freaking hit with one pellet, and it's still booping them backwards. It's still booping them backwards. So, Roadhog Ultimate, really good at winning tank trades, really good at pushing people out of positions, and really good at securing kills on tanks. I don't always love it when using it versus squishies because the time to kill isn't really all that much better. You guys did not see that. We're going to pretend that this didn't happen. Anyway, how is everyone doing today? Everyone feeling good? Good, 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 good. All right, look at that. That's awesome. Yep, anyway. Okay, anyway, as we were talking about, like, that's kind of where we're at without Ultimate. And then with Ultimate, you can combo it there, but it's really not that much faster. It's really not that much faster. Yes, delete sim wall. Yeah, 100%. So, like, let's talk about the ultimates that Roadhog's ultimate can counter. It does really well versus Primal Rage. Completely ruins Primal Rage. It does really well versus Ramatra ultimate. Knocks him out of position. It deletes Orisa when she's ulting. It destroys Malga ultimate. It destroys. We talked about Primal Rage already. It doesn't really do that well versus mines, but it can really disrupt ball mines. It destroys Bob. It destroys Simwall. There are a lot of ultimates that Roadhog can kind of ruin. And here's a really spicy one. It destroys Tree as well. Yep, Life Grips Tree. Here's one. How many of you guys have Genji bladed into a Roadhog ultimate? Right? Ugly. Ugly. It's not impossible. It's just very, very ugly. Really disrupts the Genji. The booping is so annoying to deal with. Obviously, yes, be careful of deflect, but yeah, it's super, super, super annoying to deal with Genji. And yeah, it can even mess up Nanoblade, even in Overwatch 2. I think it is. So basically, Roadhog is more of a spoil sport. It's generally, I would treat Roadhog as ultimate as more of a reactive ultimate when you're not sure what to do, unless you get an opportunity to bully their tank with it or knock somebody off the map. Then go for it. But a Roadhog is want to be one of those ultimates that's going to feel really, really good just to ruin other people's days. Mess up aggressive plays, counter enemy ultimates, and so on. Also important, push them into the wall if possible. Well, if you're looking for the kill, yes. But if you're looking for the CC, yeah, no. It's up to you. Is Roadhog still a Winston counter then? Yes. I think Roadhog is one of the better tanks into Winston. Okay, that's mostly it with Roadhog. Like I said, just don't forget that you could use your abilities still while you're doing it. Playing into Roadhog Ultimate. I mean, avoid him if you're a tank. Be very cautious if you're a tank. Tanks do have counterplay. Diva can Matrix it. Doomfist can disengage. Juggernaut Queen can shout away. Malga can run away. Orisa can fortify, Javelin spin, and Javelin to slow it down. Although keep in mind that when you're fortifying, you will not be knocked away, so you will take more pellets from the damage. So it's actually often better with Orisa to not fortify unless you absolutely have to, because he'll just hit more bullets on you. Ryan is an interesting one. You want to block his hook?
Don't stand between Hog and an edge.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for the bits. With Ryan, you actually don't want to block the ultimate entirely. You want to kind of absorb, like, let him knock you back a little bit, block. Let him block you back, block. Let him knock you back, block. Let him knock you back, block. So you kind of shield dance to allow him to knock you back without fully breaking your shield. You could jump for extra knockback to avoid the damage. Yep. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that if you're going to go for any of the ultimates like Primal Rage, like Orisa Ultimate that is countered by a whole hog, you need to try and do it away from the Roadhog or force him to use it or kill him first. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot you could do about it. There's not a whole lot you could do about it. Like sim wall getting canceled by whole hog is really annoying, but at least you got a little bit of sim wall value and so on. So yeah. Also, yeah, CC does ruin the whole hog as well. It doesn't cancel the whole hog entirely. It is a transformation ultimate, but it will buy you time. Like javelining on a whole hog won't stop it, but it will slow it down. Yeah, just be careful about trying to shatter a whole hog, because if you don't do it quickly, he will send you into the air and you'll be like, hammer! You know, and not quite be able to do it. Okay. Any questions about Roadhog, y'all? Like, why? Why Roadhog? What is wrong with that character? Why is Hog? Yes. Okay. Sigma. Oh boy, this one is tough. This one is tough. With the amount of mobility that we have in Overwatch, it can be very difficult to get big fluxes, and even difficult to just hit a single flux sometimes. So the rule with Sigma, you guys got to listen carefully. Unless the entire enemy team is just like super slow and all super grouped up, the most consistent thing with Sigma is I want you to look the target you want to flux in the eye and stay on him. Look at him. Look at him. So many people get greedy with it, like, oh, I can maybe hit here and there, and they kind of put it somewhere in between, and they end up missing everybody. Overwatch 2 is mixed flux 2. Don't do it. Lock down one target. Remember, even if the flux doesn't secure the kill, it will force cooldowns, it will force resources, it will force attention. It might secure the kill from team's follow-up, and you can also use it to reposition. Is it best to just pick one? If the enemy team has mobility, yes. If the enemy team is grouped up, no. You could probably hit multiple targets, but oftentimes, yes. Oftentimes, yes. Now, in terms of when to use Flux, Flux is actually a pretty good ultimate to open with, because it doesn't require as much positioning setup, and you could just use it, just create yourself a little bit of an off angle, hit the tank, hit the DPS, hit a support with it, take the high ground with it, and create space for your team. It can follow up nicely, but you don't always have to. So again, I like with Flux to go for the least mobile characters that don't have a defensive cooldown, because that is the other thing with Flux, is it can be avoided with May Ice Block. It can be avoided with Orisa Fortify, and you can technically avoid it with Fade if you fade when he pulls it. If you get pulled into it, you can't fade out of it. You're stuck. But if you can dodge it with Fade. So, open with Flux, try to force out things like Orisa Fortify, Moira Fade, Kiriko Suzu, Bay's Ice Block, things like that before going for it. Then lock the one target, try to kill the one target, and maybe use the ultimate to reposition from there. Tree and Petal can cancel Flux as well, yes, but it's very difficult to do. Now, in terms of Flux mechanics are pretty simple. There's a couple of little details that maybe we'll talk about, but they're not super important. The most basic, fundamental thing is ult, pull, shoot, shoot. You must get this combo down, and it is way harder than it looks. You have to hit the double projectile damage on the lift, otherwise they will not die on landing. This isn't going to cut it. It's only 50% plus 50 damage. In fact, there'll be more HP than that because we're doing it on 200 HP training bots. Shoot once going up, once going down. Yes, but crucially, don't try to shoot them while they're lifted. Shoot them once they've hit the apex. Shoot now. Now, you see that? Very important. And you need to try to hit them in the air. Calm down, relax. Pick one target, shoot the floor, and you finish the kill. I would go as far to say that you could go into Vaxta code, V-A-X-T-A, in the workshop, and practice this combo over and over and over again with different targets until you get comfortable with it. Really important. It is a disaster to have a target in the air and you miss every volley, they hit the floor and they get away. Really, 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 really rough. You need to hit them in the air. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's a couple of other details as well. Technically, you can flux people onto your head. You see that? So she actually took the landing damage on my head. There's different ways where you could like toy with people. Like let's say the Kiriko's gonna try and Suzu the floor. You could pull the Kiriko up in the air. And have her before she gets Suzu to the floor, she just dies in your head. You see that? So you could just have Kiriko sit, like just basically just drop and sit on you. And why this is useful is to counterplay Suzu. Watch. Pull, shoot, sit on me. You guys see that? And so that can prevent some of the counterplay with ground-based abilities and stuff like that. Okay? Beyond that, there's really not a whole lot to say. Besides, you can use it to reposition. You can take high ground with it to give you a better off angle for spam. So if you're struggling to get through a high ground map, you could use it to reposition. And keep in mind that using it where your team can see and shoot can be really, really helpful. You guys are just lost. You guys are pointless. Last thing first is, yeah, make sure that you have your shield versus characters that have CC. You could be rocked, you could be slept. I don't think you could be hindered. I think that might affect your flight. You can be hooked. Yeah, but you just need, what you could do is you could use your ult here. But once you've used your ult, you can't use your abilities. So you can be CC'd out of it. So what a lot of people will do, if you're smart, is you'll shield ult and use your free flight to kind of use your shield. And you can do stuff like that. If you pull like 3 or 4, maybe people should you go for the pick? Yes, generally. Generally, unless they have a lot of crowd control that can stun you. Yeah. Yep. Well, it's useful for Bap Lamp and Suzu. It's a lot harder to Suzu the ground when you're landing on top of the Sigma. Can Sigma get life gripped out of his on flux? Like out of his own flux? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think it cancels flux. It just might mess up your follow-up. Okay, playing versus Sigma's flux. It's the same thing as every tank ult. Safano, thank you for the gifted subs. That's very generous of you. Course comment. Insu, Marshall, the Princess Baz, and my Eater got married. I'm telling you guys, all the AI users get sniffed out. My Eater got married. The Princess Baz. Are these real people? I just don't know if they're real people. Anyway, playing versus Sigma Flux. Like every tank ultimate, cover. I would not say necessarily that creating distance is always applicable with Sigma, but honestly, even versus a more ranged tank like Sigma, if he has to flux you from like 1,000,000 miles away, he's not going to be able to follow up off of it. Like, you can flux 1,000,000 miles away, but he can't shoot you. So distance is also fairly useful versus flux. Obviously, things like Sleep Dart, Roadhog Hook, enemy Sigma Rock are very useful if he doesn't use shield or cover very well. You can definitely do that to mess them up. But beyond, you can also hack it with EMP or manual hack, just the normal hack with Sombra. So there's a lot of the CC that counters Sigma Flux, but often your best bet is just to play cover really well, because remember, if he doesn't have LOS for you, it won't hit you. So let me see if I can demonstrate that properly. If the circle, if you see the circle, you will be fluxed. Do you see what I'm saying? LOS is line of sight. If you see the circle, you see that black circle? If you see that the middle of that black circle, you will be fluxed. So your goal is to try to avoid that black circle or cut off LOS sightlines onto that black circle. If so, you will not be pulled, even if you're technically somehow in that circle, in the big blue circle. Yes, you can use Sigma's Flux to counter other ultimates. The tricky part can be actually landing it consistently. You can use it to counter Blades, you can use it to counter Primal Rages, but sometimes those targets move so quickly it can be very difficult. One thing you can do with Sigma Flux is using it to counter, like, to get out of, like, Blizzard. If you do it quickly enough, you could use it to pull people that are shooting behind BAP window, and so on. Ult planning with Sigma. I like Flux, like I said, kind of used proactively if you have the position for it. It can be used to counter ultimates, but generally for most ultimates, it's better to just use it when you see an opportunity. You could use Flux to get Sound Barrier out. Lucio Sound Barrier, yep. What are the best ults to combo? I guess if we were to talk about ultimates, Sigma Flux into any sort of crowd control ultimate, like really any, actually Sigma Flux is one of the best combo ultimates in the game because it just does isolate people and it does force a lot of cooldowns. So you could pretty much use Sigma Flux with almost anything. High Noon, Dragon Blade, Riptire, Dragon Strike, Blizzard, Venture Ultimate, Barrage, Tactical Visor, Bastion Ultimate, Bob, Death Blossom, Bap Window, everything. My goat, thank you. Yeah, and you can stun it with Brig Rally because Brig Rally hitbox and stun is broken.
Breaking me down just builds me up.
Flux with Blizzard, yep. Although it can be very difficult to, you know, again, we talked about like why comboing ultimates sometimes can be a little bit overkill and it can be a little bit tricky. But yeah. Okay, any questions with Flux beyond that? Yeah, big thing is that make sure that you're in a position to shoot off of your team's Flux if you can. Because doing even a little bit of damage to people in the air often guarantees the kill. You know my question? Isn't the answer obvious? Never mind. Is Flux useful to force space? Yes, it's one of the better engaged tank ultimates in the game because it's easier to set up, it's easier to reach people with it. Okay, Winston Ultimate. Speaking of good engage ultimates, Winston Ultimate allows you to do Winston things and then gives you a lot more HP to do more Winston things. Winston Ultimate is a great opener because while it can definitely benefit from enemy teammates being distracted, you have so much HP and mobility, you can often just allow you to go in and create a lot of space by being this big, dangerous distraction. Go in, cause havoc, knock people off of high ground. One of the ways to set it up is simply to just jump on a squishy, bubble, zap, 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 zap. Everybody focuses down. Everybody thinks that you're dead. Everybody uses their cooldowns to live. And then you press your ultimate and you can keep going with it. Winston ultimate is one of the more consistent ultimates in the game in higher ranks once you get a little bit better mechanically with it. It can be a little bit confusing, it can be a little bit difficult, but once you get good at it, it's just very good consistent value. Doesn't need to counter ultimates. It doesn't necessarily need to go in and combo. You just go in and you do Winston things and you do even more Winston things. There's really not a whole lot to say about Winston Ultimate besides the fact that it's just an instant heal, right? Instant heal. You do get a jump reset. I think that's good to know. So jump, Q, jump again. So you could go all over the place with the ultimate. It allows you to reach targets that are too far away. But the most consistent use is just going to be jumping squishies, bubbling, and then pressing Q and doing it again. That's pretty much all there is to it. There's really not a whole lot of nuance. The nuance of Winston Ultimate lies more in terms of the mechanics of the ultimate and less about when you do it. You can use Winston Ultimate at the start pretty much whenever, but it's obviously doing the Winston Ultimate is the challenging part. Now, today is that we're not going to really go into the micro details of every single ultimate. That's not what we're here for. There's a lot of videos on how to practice your juggling, and one of the key things that will help you is that there are differences between W jumps or long jumps, a normal jump, which is just pressing it without any direction key, and an S jump, which is pressing backwards. You see how short that jump is? And mastering those distances on those jumps is how you juggle properly. Because a lot of Winstons will either over or under jump because they don't utilize their arrow keys or their controller when utilizing the ultimate. Yeah, it can be used to counter some ultimates. Like if, for example, there's like a Sojourn ultimate or something on an off angle, you can juggle it. But I find Winston's ultimate to be a little bit inconsistent at being strictly used to counter. Because sometimes when people are getting juggled or knocked out of the way, sometimes they can still hit the shot. Sometimes they still hit the shot. Yes. So very important that you just engage, you bubble, you shoot, you primal when you need to, and so on. Just basically think about you're going to do Winston things and you're going to keep doing Winston things, and you keep doing Winston things and keep doing Winston things, keep doing Winston things, and so on. Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's about it. All the nuance with Winston's ultimate is to do with the mechanics of it, not to do with when and how you use it. Playing versus Winston's ultimate, crowd control is your friend. Crowd control is your friend, and Winston's ultimate is one of the best ultimates in the game to counter ultimate. Whole Hog, Malga ultimate, Orisa Javelin, Hook, Shatter, sometimes Flux, Grav, Beat, Rally, Defensive Nano, Coalescence, Transcendence. I guess that's mostly at the DPS. High Noon. High Noon's a big one. High Noon makes you very tanky, and it will ramp its damage up very quickly. Bastion Turret. There's a lot of things that you can utilize to deal with Winston Ultimate. Some are ult, some are not. Sleep Dart, stuff like that. Because remember, even though Sleep Dart does not last for the entire duration of Winston, if the Winston pops Primal Rage and he's slept, that Sleep Dart will give you, or Hinder, or whatever else, will give you a few seconds to adjust, reposition, and hide, and create some distance that buys you just enough time to survive. Just enough time to survive. Any scenario you don't want to Winston ult in, I think you need to be really cautious about Winston ulting if you did not force those cooldowns out. I don't think you have to force out every cooldown before Winston ult, but Sleep Dart is the big one. That's why if you can jump the Ana with your bubble to try and force Sleep Dart, that can be very useful. Hinder, things like that. Whole Hog can be a big problem, right? So trying to stay away from the tanks with Primal Rage is generally pretty smart, or the tank busters, and then playing around things like Sleep Dart. How much should it be used to look for environmentals? Whenever you can. Whenever you can. It's good. It's difficult, but it's really good. Partially because, like Whole Hog, it just lasts so long. Even if you're not very good at booping. You know, you have so many opportunities to do so. So, cover can help as well. Try to not back yourself into a corner, because that is where he will juggle you and knock you into the wall and keep slamming and landing and jumping and slamming and landing and so on. But that's pretty much it. Any questions with Winston? Yes, you still gain primal. Yeah, if you're antied, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're antied from on a nade or Drunken Queen ultimate, you will always gain full HP. Last tip I'll maybe have for the Winston player is a reminder that you're not invulnerable. I cannot tell you how many times I've coached like somebody playing into like a discorded Bastion, right? Or Zenyatta Bastion. They pop Primal Rage and they think it just gives them invulnerability. It does not. If that Bastion has Hurt Form and there's Discord, you will die very, very, very quickly. It's okay to just use it to create space, disrupt, distract, force the cooldowns, and get out again. It's not optimal, but it does the job. If it does the job, it does the job. Don't force things. Like you should, basically the rule with Primal Rage is that you should there's really almost no reason where you should die with Primal Rage. If you die while you're Primal Raging, it's probably because you stayed too long thinking that you're invulnerable when you were down to 200 HP and you need to disengage. Yeah. Okay. Wrecking Ball. Wow, this one's going to be super easy. This is just in the practice range. Winston's not actually 475 HP. Wrecking Ball. Find either a spot on the map that is very valuable to the enemy team right now. Maybe a high ground that they're on or something like that, or a point that they're trying to capture right now, and drop the mines on it. Or find a relatively immobile target or targets and drop the mines on it. That's it. Preferably both. Team's in the choke. There's a Zen there. Drop the mines. The higher up in the air you are, the more spread out they're going to be. That can mean more coverage, or it can mean that you actually spread out too far and don't get the kill because you prefer to drop your mines in a tighter clump. So I can, for example, drop my mines in here, and it's like a death zone. Everybody dies. But it's such a small space. I can drop my mines in an open space at a big height, and now they're spread out all over the place. So there's a little bit less chance of a kill, but very, very high zoning value. So big thing is to look for those immobile targets or for the space that the enemy team is trying to control, drop the mines to either secure the kill or force the enemy team to disengage. Wrecking Ball mines is almost impossible to counter without just straight up using a sound barrier or something like that, or a Transcendence, a support ultimate. It's very, very consistent value. The problem is it's not always going to give you a lot of value. It will give you consistent value. It just won't always be a lot of value. What about spawn? Yes. Yes. Now, a couple of things in terms of setting up your mines a little bit better, besides the obvious, which is like finding the squishy or immobile targets to drop your mines on. That's the obvious answer. The other thing you could do as well is, like I said, the height means more spread. Lower means less spread, but higher chance of a kill. And you can use your slam to suck people in. Because remember, your slam pulls people in and controls their movement. So you can actually pull people into your mines if you combo it with your slam. Doesn't always mean it's smart. Sometimes you're playing into a very high crowd control composition where you don't really want to slam right away. Instead, you could just drop your mines and keep rolling. I think a lot of people think that you have to slam the mines, but you really don't. Like, watch this. I grapple here. I'm just zooming, boys. All it does is it cancels my grapple. But I could keep flying. I could keep flying. I could keep flying. So yeah, again, do what you normally do. Dive, harass, distract, pressure backline, pressure squishies, slam. Now you have mines to do it even more. That's about all they've said. The only other detail when it comes to playing Wrecking Ball into mines is because mines is so dangerous, Wrecking Ball mines can actually be a tool that you utilize in heavy crowd control compositions. So for example, if I'm playing into like a Cassidy on and I'm getting slept in, you know what I could do? I could go over these people, drop my mines, and slam. If they sleep and hack and hinder me, they might just die to my mines. They might just die to my mines because they're so focused on trying to CC me that they're actually just going to die to my mines. On the contrary, or alternatively, if they don't focus and they focus on your mines, then you can actually get away with the slam and damage and grapple and roll through and so on. Your mines kind of create space for you, if that makes sense. Do you ever counter die with mines? In other words, peel back. Yes, sometimes, but only if there are a lot of targets in my backline. If it's just the Winston going in, or the Genji going in, or the Tracer going in, then sure. But you need to ask yourself, like, what space matters the most right now, and or what are the most immobile targets? The problem with counter diving or going for your backline is that sometimes you might end up going back for a Genji and miss going for the Ana Brig in the backline instead. Yeah. Last thing I would say is just be aware of things like Ash's Dynamite can clear mines. Right now, Doomfist Slam cannot. Right now, Ryan's Earthshatter cannot. Diva Bomb can clear mines as well. There's a couple of other abilities that can clear mines. I believe Torbolt will clear mines. Bashnolt will clear mines. I think that's mostly it. Doomolt will clear mines. Stuff like that. Ryan Charge, if it's timed well right, can clear mines. So. Doom Slam no longer clears mines anymore because mines HP was increased to 60. So Doom Slam will make them low, but it will not finish the kill. Yep, Vegetable does clear it well as well. Yes. Yep, they just changed it. They just changed it last patch. You don't take damage with Ryan Charge if you do it immediately on deploy. Okay, playing into Wrecking Ball mines. Act fast. Best thing you could do immediately with Wrecking Ball mines are one of two things. Move or shoot, and do so quickly. When mines are dropped, we have a tendency to kind of panic. Don't. Stay calm, shoot the closest mine, or move away from the epicenter of where the mines was dropped, and do so quickly. Do so quickly. If you have a defensive cooldown, use it. If you have an 8, use it. If it's Suzu, you might need to use it. Bash out, use it. Because there's a point of time between when the Wrecking Ball drops the mines and when they're active. Watch this. Now, you see that? Do you notice that the detonation time before they're ready to pop out, there's a time there where you can either disengage, break them, get out, use a cooldown, or whatever. Make sure that you're using that. And you could shoot them briefly before they become active. So you can actually break the ones closest to you. Yeah, it was really cheesy back in the day. So stay calm, move away from the epicenter, and try and break at least one mine that's close to you so you buy enough space for you to get out. That's the best thing you could do versus mines. Now, in terms of ways of countering mines beyond that, I do think like an Ash Dynamite feels good. Torbolt can do pretty well versus mines, breaks him pretty quickly here. Doom Slam is still probably useful to use, even if it doesn't one-shot the mines, because it does get them all low. Things like Winston Bubble also. So if you have Bubble and you get slammed as Winston, if you drop your Bubble, it's going to go, it's going to blow up a lot of the mines for you, which will clear a little bit of space. It is a big cooldown investment, but sometimes it's worth doing. On a nade can as well, right? Should you mines Malgocade? You can. Sig shield as well. Yes, any shield or barrier can break mines. Just make sure that it's the mines that you want to break, because sometimes mines are placed in spots that aren't that risky, and using your cooldown to break the mines may not be necessary. How to play overtime situations when ball mines cart? Break the mines quick. Break the mines quick. Yep, Hog Breather as well. Hog can pop Breather and walk through the mines because of his damage reduction and just take like all of them. Yep. But yeah, the biggest thing with mines is be aware that's coming. Try to split and act quickly. It's just a very consistent ultimate when it comes to value, but it's not always the most powerful ultimate. Yeah. You can technically cancel it as well, I believe. Can you cancel it? Can you CC it at the perfect time? I don't remember, chat. I know you could do that with Malgo Ultimate. I don't know if you can actually CC perfectly, but it's really not relevant. It almost never happens if it does. No, I disagree. I think Dynamite's one of the better uses of clearing mines, just because it does clear a lot of them. I mean, that's generally the rule for all of the characters. If you're using your entire Sigma shield or your Winston bubble or your Rhine shield to clear mines, that's a pretty risky move there. Pretty risky move there, because that is a lot of your value used. But it is an ultimate, so it's situational. You have to kind of make the call in the moment. One thing that you can do as a Wrecking Ball versus a Wrecking Ball Mines is you can slam other Wrecking Ball's mines, especially on entry. So if you slam early, you can also remove a lot of the enemy Wrecking Ball's mines as Wrecking Ball. Okay, any questions? Yeah, EMP disables them as well. Yep, that is true. But it doesn't destroy them. Once the hack is expired, they will come back, depending on when you EMP'd them. So that is something to keep in mind. In terms of tempo, I guess one thing to keep in mind with Wrecking Ball Mines is another one of those tank ultimates like Flux, like Primal Rage, that is really strong as an opener. Because Wrecking Ball is highly mobile, he can pretty much drop mines whenever and wherever he wants. And because it causes chaos and forces splits and maybe secures kills and forces CDs, it is not a very hard ultimate to set up. So as Wrecking Ball, if the fight is starting, it is one of those ultimates that you could just freaking use. You don't need to sit there and wait for the perfect opportunity. Oh, it's bugged out right now. That's funny. You could just use it. Look, you could just use it. So it's a great opener ultimate. It's actually not that great at countering enemy ultimates for the most part. There's some exceptions. It can counter Malgo ultimate, okay. It can mess up with Orisa ultimate as well. But yeah, for the most part, it's better to just use it. Okay. Zarya. Nanoblade, inconsistent. Sometimes he moves too quickly. So Zarya is, again, one of those things where like people have like these Overwatch 1 glasses. And honestly, even in Overwatch 1, solo grabbing was OP. Just grab, secure the kill. The only time when solo grabbing is not appropriate is when you can easily get more than one target, in which case, obviously, free real estate, right? Or if they have something like a Suzu, well, actually, more importantly, a life grip, that they could just pull them right out of the Graviton Surge. So you generally, solo grabbing is totally fine. The only exception is if they have one of those big cooldowns. I think Orisa's Fortify is another one just because she could just Fortify and walk out of it. And so I generally like whenever I solo grab somebody, I prefer it to be a squishy because that's a little bit easier to secure the kill on that target. Yeah, Petal, Ice Block, stuff like that. There's a couple of cooldowns that are given vulnerability for the target, and it's better to not solo grab those targets. Beyond that, take the kill. Really take the kill. Oh, one other thing I guess I will put as well. I don't like solo grabbing people with shields. A lot of Zaryas will solo grab a tank. If that's a Junker Queen, or Zarya doesn't have bubbles, or a Winston without a bubble, it's all right. But you really don't want to solo grab Reinhardts. And you really don't want to solo grab Orissas or Sigmas with shield because they just will hold shield and they will live. It's really good if you can, if you're going to get a solo grab, to get it on a DPS or support whenever you can. Because otherwise it becomes way too simple for the person to just pop their defensive cooldown and live. And you've just traded, it was a bunch of cooldowns, but you just basically traded a bunch of cooldowns for an ultimate. Not always the best trade. Not always the best trade. I don't recommend it. So solo grabbing good, with the exception of generally trying to not solo grab tanks unless they have no cooldowns. And also making sure they don't have something like Light Grip. Exactly, chat up. Generally people are spaced out, so take what you can get. Use the ultimate. In addition to that, try to grab when, I think this is just one of those things, like if you have good Zarya fundamentals, you will have a slightly higher charge than the average Zarya. And if you have slightly higher charge, you're more likely to just kill the target without need of help. Grab does do a small amount of damage on its own, but it requires follow-up for it to work. Because the overall damage it gives out... I mean, how much damage is that? It's not much, guys. It's like 20 damage. It's not much. So you really are reliant off of you and your teammate to be able to shoot and follow up off of it. Don't cry if you solo grab a Reaper without Wraith. And he gets Suzu'd, and then he gets Trance, and then he gets Bubble, and you're like, oh, my ult sucks. No, that's great. That's great. That's great. Just go for the solo squishy grabs. Yes, it will be. It will be posted too. Go for the solo squishy grabs. Be okay with that result. It's still value. It's still important. It's still worth it. Grab for Nanoblade is extremely risky, but if you can get it, it's brilliant. Grab for Primal, also risky, but if you can get it, extremely worth it. Anything that can be shut down. Now, Grab is one of those ultimates that really can be used versus anything. You can open with Grab, you can counter with Grab, you can close with Grab, you can mid-fight ultimate with Grab. Grab is somewhere in between, where it's not as good as like a Primal Rage to open with, because generally the target will have a lot of cooldowns to survive. But you can counter ultimates with it. You can counter, gosh, guys, you can counter so many things. You can solo grab Ramel, you can grab Doomfist coming out of ultimate, you can grab Winston Primal Rage, you can grab Reaper, you can grab Tracer, Genji, you can grab so many things. But the big thing with grab is to just be decisive with the squishy that you're going for and make sure that they don't have a cooldown that's just going to allow them to live it easier. Beyond that, trying to build some charge so that you can follow up off of the grab is important. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all there is to it. Playing versus grab. Don't get too grouped up. It's like Earthshatter. If they get a 2 or 3, 4, 5 man grab, even a support ultimate isn't always going to be able to completely shut down the grab. They might just kill you straight up through it. Try to if you are going to get close to the Zarya, make sure that you have one of those cooldowns to deal with it. Like May ult, Ice Block, Reaper Wraith. You can't Wraith out of the ultimate, but you can Wraith in the ultimate to give you invulnerability. Rain Shield, Hog Vape, Orisa Fortify. A lot of the things can either allow you to just disengage the grab entirely or live it. One of the things I will say, if we're going to talk about specifics here, Genji players, I really don't recommend you try deflecting grab. It's inconsistent, and in addition to that, you're often playing in melee range to a character that goes right through your deflect. It's not smart. It's not smart. Look who's in chat. Hello, Slushy. Do not try to deflect grab. Deflecting grab is even worse than trying to eat grab as D.Va, because even D.Va does better versus a Zarya than a Genji does in melee range. Leave the Zarya alone. Take an off angle. Avoid the Zarya. It's not smart. What if you have 100% grab deflect rate? What is that, 1 for 1? Are you 1 for 1? Yeah, it's in general a very easy, predictable thing to do. And because it's so bad, the Zarya oftentimes won't even have to grab. She'll just shoot you and win the fight just by shooting you without even having to grab. So yeah, in terms of like Suzu, you can defensively nano people who get grabbed. Beat is fine versus it. Trance is okay. Just keep in mind it's not always perfectly consistent. You can life grip the person. You can pedal the person in. You can lamp the person in grab. Generally, some of the weaker support ultimates in terms of like their immediate support value, like Rally and Valk, are not always consistent, but even they can work if there's not a lot of follow-up on the graph. But yeah, beyond that, maintain your distance from the Zarya unless you have one of those defensive cooldowns, and just be ready to react quickly because you can't avoid the grab. There is also the travel time of the grab, which is hard to react to, but it is technically possible because it has the same travel speed as her alternate fire. You see that? So you can react to it, or the voice line, if you're smart. If you are a tank and you have the defensive cooldown and you get grabbed, be thankful because you are built to live grab, and it generally means the Zarya made a mistake. Is it better to right-click or melee or just beam and grab? Great question. So when you're playing Zarya, the way to maximize your AoE DPS, in other words, multiple targets, area of effect, is to right-click melee. High AoE DPS, okay? But if it's single target, generally is to just beam. Finish with the right click. So if you do get a fat grab, right click in it. If you get a skinny grab, beam into it for the most part. That's the easy answer. Yeah. Yeah, A10 highly suggest beaming only because you're more, it's often better to just secure the one kill on the target. Yes. Yeah. Sure, that can work, Lexa. Yeah. But I don't think you need to overthink it. In fact, I don't even think you necessarily need a structure because most of it's just common sense. Like, I'm explaining things more for like the noob to mid population, but for somebody of your caliber, you don't need to know the difference between an engage ultimate and a counter ultimate. You already know. So trying to add unnecessary structure, while it's something that might be fun, is really not necessary for you, frankly. Because we've already, as we saw in the Sojourn review, you do have a tendency to over structure things at the extent of slowing yourself down. And I think the big thing for all of you guys here, whether you're new or not, is that like there's a lot of information I can just throw in your direction. For you, it's just about finding like what's immediately applicable. I used to do this with the CarQ videos. When I'd watch a CarQ video back in like 2018, I couldn't remember all the stuff that he said about Zenyatta, but I did remember like the one thing, and I would use that one thing whenever that one thing showed up, and that one thing would be useful, and then I pretty much got pretty good at it. So you really can't digest all this information, but there's probably one or two tips here that either you didn't know, or maybe you knew, but you just kind of forgot to prioritize, and you'll go apply that in your game. That's really all this is for. You guys can't digest all of this. It's just about finding like what's the useful stuff that you can apply. What's the useful stuff that you can apply? Okay, any questions with Zarya? It's not going to stop you from solo ulting? Good. I mean, solo ulting is good, man. I think the vast majority of players would benefit from solo ulting. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that, Kate. Does Grav suck? No, Grav is really good. Grav is one of the better tank ultimates in the game. I think Malga ultimate, Grav, Primal, maybe the best ultimates. Best tank ultimates. I actually think Mines is a hot take for an underrated. I don't think it's one of the best, but I think Mines is one of the... It's definitely, I would say, average ultimate. I just think Mines is so consistent. This dude read the one thing. What is the one thing? Grav is overrated in 5v5? Certainly. Yeah, it's definitely not as good as it used to be. Definitely. Oh, I've never heard of it. Sounds good, though. Put that in my list. Can you message me? Because I'll forget otherwise. Yeah, Lexa, remind me. DM me and I'll put you on the list. Okay. Cheers, Big Goose. Looking forward to it, mate. Oh, man. I'm tired, man. Tired. That was a lot of talking. We might actually... Ryan, are you still here? We probably have to split this video up into 3 parts, honestly. I can't do any more today, certainly, but I don't think I can even... I don't think it's going to be even a good video to do all this at once. Maybe we do slap them all at once. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. How far is scheduling? It's kind of a long time. It's kind of a long time. Yeah. Split them all up, then release the full guys single video to those who want to see the full. Yeah, maybe Brax. Might do some quick play. Would you guys? Okay, should I play? Maybe I should play. I should play Mirrorwatch. I need to play more Mirrorwatch. Is what I need to do. I can turn off my streamer mode here because I'm not playing Venture anymore. Let's play a little bit more Mirrorwatch. I'll let you guys help me pick what I want to or what I should play. What was the username? It might have been me. Were you Malga? Oh, sorry. I'm reading the wrong message. I think DPS feels awful because there's so much like sustain with like the heal steal, health steal, and overhealth and stuff. But I think DPS is pretty good. Widow got giga buffed. Tracer got giga buffed. Bastion's not that good. I agree. Sombra, I'm not really sure. I don't think Sombra's that great. Cheers, Rashi. No, that's not how it works, Lexa, but I appreciate the attempt. Yeah, Widow is just awful. I freaking hate Widow. Oh, gosh. Maybe I should warm up here.
Taking the lead.
Sombra just situational. And we're talking in Mirrorwatch? I thought we're talking Mirrorwatch. Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. Oh yeah, Echo. I didn't like the Echo as much. Echo might be strong, but I really did not like the ultimate all that much, and the flight felt so bad. What should I play? What should I play? What should I play? Time for Estoy Encerrado. Bastion? Tracer? I'll go Bastion. We'll go Bastion because the matchup is good for Bastion. Bastion's not very good, but he's pretty fun.
Peace be upon you.
Yeah, dude, Zarya is butt cheeks in this mode. I don't know if she's good, but she's not fun.
I'd still be the better shot.
I do not like the Zarya weapon changes. I don't even know if I want to play Zarya at all.
Our mission awaits us.
It just feels awful. Like it just the lack of arc and yeah, I did not enjoy it. It like goes straight and yeah, it's weird.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
I actually missed that. No, I didn't. Alright, next on the scared of the Mercy res. Like, it's crazy that I actually have to consider that like an actual speed. Ooh, ouch. The lunge from the Ana there was wild. I gotta watch out for it. You gotta see what I'm saying? Like, the poke damage is kind of too bad. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Alright, just on the ability. Just careful of nade. Back. Oh, did it? Wait, how did it just bounce off of her? You guys see that? Did you guys see that? Did I actually just miss it? Did it like catch the roof? I gotta watch that again. What happened? Did am I insane? Don't answer that. Never mind.
Over here.
Sniper.
Ready for transcendence.
Evil can't hide from my sight.
I feel the burn.
There's the Bastion swap and the Echo swap. I forgot. I thought I just launched them out, but you actually transform. Dang it. I forgot. I thought it was like it just like launched out the slicers, but you actually have to like deploy them. Frick. Crap. Okay. You gotta see what I'm saying. It's pretty fun. Basher Grenade is always fun. I always love Basher Grenade. Even the character's like dumb. Basher Grenade is always fun. Or if we got soul bombed. Downward soon. I'm actually flank here. No. Oh, that speed is so useful. Oh, you can't see them through walls. Ah! I forget, you have to grenade directly at your feet to get the verticality. Shoot. That is kind of an odd mechanic where you only get the verticality if you do it right perfectly. Chat, I can do this. 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 I can do it. Ah! Okay, we're good. It worked. I think we have to chill here.
On my way.
Frick, man! Alright guys, I'm gonna take the high ground. I'm gonna get it. I actually don't even know if you can do it, but I'm gonna try it. Frick! Dang it, dude! Dang it! Do I need to jump? I forget how to, like, there's...
mirroring is actually super fun.
Enemy over here.
Chill. Oh no, what just happened? Get to work, boys! Alright, come on guys, I'm gonna roll out, roll out, roll out, roll out. There, see? Look at my slicers go, look at them.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
I'm on fire. Come on, try me. My ultimate
I tried to lead the shot, but he didn't move. Thanks for the hack, cheers. Whoa. Let's go, let's go. I hate watching you when you're just playing. I get like 10 minutes for an ask file question a minute. I'm telling you, you need to start coaching yourself like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Here's my fist of justice.
No, I will ego this. Frick! Frick!
EMP activated.
Oh no, that's not how EMP works. You're talking about your opinion on game design now? Listen, you can ask me questions if they're like light stuff. Listen, if you want to throw me softballs, I'll answer them. But they better be softballs. They'll not be like these 7 hours of documentation. Come on, boys, get to work.
I'm with ya.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Mercy or Widow? Look at this shield, look at the shield. Yeah! Ha! I'm gonna get this jump, guys. I actually think I need to get this jump. I think we gotta make a clutch play here. We gotta get a clutch play. We gotta get a clutch play. I just want to hit the jump, man. Please. Okay, you're cringe. Your mother's friendless. Crap.
Огонь по готовности. Helden sterben nicht.
Who? We have rally. 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 Use it. Use it. Use it.
Delay the payloads at that.
Man. You kind of see what I'm saying with like the limited mobility and range? It's a fun character, but it's not that good. They're super soft. Okay.
Of the game.
Good. Good, Lexa. Good. Good for you.
Never die.
The ult is. Okay. What am I doing for challenges here? I gotta get my challenges, guys. I gotta get my challenges. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? Need more tank and support stuff. Alright, well guys, what am I gonna play? I need to get at least 1 kill with a slicer? Really? Is it an important one? I don't. Right? No. I wanna play... Why does Zarya feel so bad in this game mode? I don't know. It's a good question. I think it's just because like the amount of like poke and dive stuff, she's just doesn't feel great. All right, how are we doing here? What do you guys want to see me play? What do you guys want to see me play? What do you guys want to see me play? Oh man, really?
I aim to liberate.
How much shielding is this? 200. Okay. Oh man. What's the Widow change, guys? Fully charged shots reveal people behind.
Capture the objective.
Right?
Zenyatta is
J'entre
Frick, man. This is gonna be bad. Man.
Do your part.
No! Dang it. I tried to get on the corner. That was my bad. They're on Widow now. It's doubly fun since Swallow doesn't want to. Oh, that's a healthy mindset to have. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet.
This will cut the pain.
Ult gives crit points to shoot. That's right. Yeah. Oh,
I see a sniper.
forgot. I didn't know they could see me through there. I thought I was gonna be looking at the tracer.
Finally, a worthy opponent.
The Iron Horus wants
You can still win this.
helping you out.
Here's what I'll do. I'll throw a shield for my Ana. Look at that. That goes nowhere. Okay, my supports are insane. So am I. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
My spirit burns.
We're helping. Frick!
Experience tranquility.
Sniper, be ready.
God. No. Distracting, tanking as Widow.
Defeat is the best.
I have 0 crit accuracy. 0.
Best round. 1. Complete. Score 1-0.
0.
Our mission awaits us.
Gonna bother me this gameplay? And that's a funny guy there.
Pre-mission checklist complete. Now it's time for the good bit.
Average winning rank. Yeah, this guy is he's a funny feller. Alright guys. Brain is off. That's what you need to play Widow.
Capture the objective.
We are winning. Keep it that way.
Over there.
so boring. I'm not gonna lie with you. This is so dumb. What am I doing in my life? What am I doing in my life? I'm doing nothing. I'm actually doing nothing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You must like having me around.
Echo here. Hey there.
Sniper! Leave this to me. A fine execution.
I am taking the objective.
I got a kill! Ah! Yes, look at that. I made their Widow rage quit, guys. I made their Widow rage quit. You guys see that? Wait, why is their guy going Widow? Actually, you know what? Screw it. I don't think those tracers are smart enough to flank. Famous last words.
Enemy sniper. Capabilities must be approved.
Do not provoke me.
I was trying to, because I was scared of the nade splash.
The objective.
Time to teach these bugs some manners.
Cheers for Joey. She knows I'm going to be rotating here, but she's going to think I'm going to rotate there. When in actuality, I'm going to rotate here. He knows where I am, so I rotate. My shield now. Crud. So I rotate my position.
We are outnumbered.
Take this.
Watch this, guys. You are not going to believe this shot. I mean, that was kind of close, guys. I mean, that was kind of close.
At your service.
I've been waiting for a challenge.
Alright, so what we'll do is we make space.
Evil can't hide from my sight. Ramatra wanted peace, you monster.
وليهم قوتك.
I can't miss! Crap. I forgot how bad the arc is on this.
Personne n'échappe à mon
My
regard.
willpower is burning.
Bro. Bro.
Je me sens vivante. Annoying.
Come on, 32%! Let's go, guys. Watch this, watch this. We're not gonna expect this. Watch me do the tank.
Waiting on EMP.
Since we cut the pace.
Watch this shot. You guys are not gonna believe what you're about to see.
Sniper.
I mean, listen, the results speak for themselves. The results speak for themselves. What is that? 29%? I mean, yeah. I don't know why I didn't get to play the game. I deserved that one, I think. I played with a plat roll challenger. You get what I'm saying? We were getting into the high SR lobbies. Okay. Okay. We lived. We lived. Now what? Now what's next? Did Pepper play? No, Pepper hasn't played it yet. Maybe J-Dragon, but again, it would just be probably more tank shooting if they did. I think they have to be really careful. All right, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to see? What's it gonna be this time? Mercy, Zen. Yeah, we did the ult guide already. Or at least the tank section, yeah. Just one vote for each? That's it? Okay, well, never mind. That's all then.
Don't fail me. I'll be right behind you.
The world
I
has
expect
grown
much from you.
complacent. A mistake it will soon regret.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Checking in.
Oh! Crack! I didn't mean to do the space. Oh, that's a big punch.
My skills
They're
are
on the
still needed.
objective. Move in.
Activating you. It's better.
Holy moly, damage.
Identified. You're mine. We're outnumbered. Careful. Heroes never die.
No! No, you rat! No! Frick! I should have ulted sooner.
That won't be enough to stop me. Boosting your damage. That'll help you too.
Duplication initiated.
Go, daddy. Go! Go to damage!
Fixating on target.
Bro, ow.
Lending you power.
Oh, I can't res. Whoops. Why can't I res the... I thought I could bomb it.
Nodding off.
You gonna touch point here, or...? What the frick? I forgot about the suck whip. Which one of you morons suggested Mercy?
They dare to make me their enemy.
Best round lost.
Heroes never die.
Score 0-1.
No, it's not a skill issue. It's the game's fault. They said Mercy carry. I don't want to play.
I hope they put up a fight.
What do you guys want Briggers in? Briggers in.
We must all find a cause worth fighting
Zen.
for.
Amid discord, we will find triumph.
All right.
Daddy. Daddy.
2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
We are not defeated yet.
It's time. Come on, Papa. What do you want? Come on, Papa. Come on, Papa. Ah! Frick! The freaking fricker! What the frick, dude? How the much freaking damage does that do? How did that hit me all the way over there?
The right path is marked with tribulations.
I'm flanking a bit.
I am on the
I've
objective.
had enough of this
Report here now.
garbage.
Attachment is the source of all suffering.
Idiots. Come on, come here, little rat. Come on, you rat. Go ahead. Little rat.
Consider an alternative.
What do you want, rat? Go on, blow it up. Go and blow it. Human waste. Come on. Come on, rat. Actually worthless. Couldn't possibly do anything. Spoon fed. Change the diaper.
Feeling fortified.
Aha! Come here. Come to daddy. Surely they never see it coming. Why are they coming here? Why? Who goes there? Like, in what world is that ever normal? Are we just gonna C9? Okay, no, we're not. Okay, yes, we are.
Temporary setback. We are out.
Why is he saying that? Saying what?
Be cautious.
Who? Who's saying what?
What torments you?
Freaking
My soul ignites.
Incoming.
Yes.
EMP
Yes.
activated. Sterben nicht. Apagando las luces.
Look at this cringe lord trash can, absolute waste of space. Or how do we lose that? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Excellent
I'll just
teacher.
take the objective.
Probably a crosshair. There's no mercy. There can't be a gap when there's not another mercy. Okay, that is dumb. That is so dumb. That is so dumb. How? How? Ah! How many more of these do I have to do? This garbage game. Somebody's paid.
Play of the game.
I could not possibly care less. This is the cringiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Cringiest thing I've ever seen in my life. How many more do we have to do here? Okay, yeah. So much like health. There's so much like effective HP. You know what I'm saying? $30 more. No, I'm not playing 30 more games. I'm not doing all the challenges, y'all. I got the brick scan. Guys. Do I have the mythic? Do I have more coins to spend?
I'll be right behind you.
Dude. I have... Okay. I'm not even asking. It's Doomfist time. Doomfist is here, yes.
Our future will be forged by unity. Seismic slam.
I hope you're not questioning my ability. Thank you.
Even past your prime, you are more lethal than ever.
Some people improve with age. Others never quite learn to keep their mouth shut.
We got this.
Let's finish this quickly.
Okay. One more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. One more time.
One. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
I see one. For it.
Frack! Grab the mega.
Aftershock. Seismic slam. No warning. Devastation. Your crimes will not be missed. Seismic slam. Powered up. Charlie. Who trained you better than this? I wreak chaos. Devastation.
Please.
At least try.
The party is over.
Why has it lasted so long?
A challenger.
Unbreakable.
Wait for it. I like Meteor strike.
Widdick.
Watch it over here.
Look at the slicers go.
Well done.
have done that. That was bad. Okay, I got this, guys. We got this. 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 We got the second point hold. Second point hold. Second point hold. Oh my gosh.
Stop the payload.
Cut off the payload. Charging. This will be over.
Meteor strike.
That's more like
I'm more of a second point team anyway. Yes, exactly.
a challenge.
Frick. I got punched out of my block. We're gonna copy paste that for third point? No, I got this. I don't really know. I think he yells with his slam when you give people shields, I think. We got him. We got him. We got him. We got him. Kill the slicers and we're cooking. Kill the slicers and we're cooking. Kill the slicers. Okay, no, we're not killing the slicers. We're more of a third point team. Definitely more of a third point team. Definitely more of a third point team. Definitely a third point team. I should have ulted. 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 I don't know why I didn't ult. I don't know why. That was perfect.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, I didn't even know she was there.
Meteor strike.
When? Man, she is a little thirsty with it, okay?
Meteor strike.
Yeah, see, when I gave shields there.
Dang it! Where are my slicers? Where are my slicers? I specifically asked for slicers! Haha! Denny's! Heck! Haha!
No.
Yeah!
Dang it, man. Okay, we're good.
Meteor strike.
We're good. I don't really know why I punched that tracer. That was silly. We're gonna win this.
The odds are against us.
we distracted. We created space, allowed our team to get out of spawn safely. We have pulse on here. Watch this pulse. Watch this pulse. Here it comes. Here it comes. I can smell it. I can smell it.
This is your warning.
Okay, no, I didn't fall.
Meteor strike.
Bro. Oh, Elo Hell, how you plagued me. Yeah, I think if that had been comp, we win that one for sure. If that had been comp, I think we win that one for sure. Okay, listen, guys. We're almost there. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We're gonna win. We're gonna do it. We're gonna win. Have I listened to Taylor Swift's new album? Have I jabbed a slightly sharp fork directly into my eardrum? What's the Orisa skin? I don't know, bro. I look like I know. Sound like you in rank and that's a scary sign? Oh, that's self-deprecatory humor. Free to play skin? Yeah, maybe. Alright, guys. Nah. Surely the Swifties won't do me like that. Skins mid, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think Orisa skins are all that good, to be honest with you, right? I'll sub if you listen to it. No, I shall not. You can't make me. I really don't enjoy Taylor Swift's music. I do not enjoy Taylor Swift's music. I've listened to some of her albums, even the ones that are considered classic, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Connect to the server, please. Give me the server connection! There we go. You got a Spilo VOD tomorrow? Nice, Fox. Nice, Fox. Okay, we're gonna make Reinhardt work. Did I break down all the ultimates? No, we did only the tanks. It took a little longer than I expected. Let's put it that way. Ad? Haha! Haha! My coffers are filling as we speak. Ha 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 ha! Aha!
Even dead and dumb.
Always does. That's true. Okay, rollout time. I have no idea where the frick to roll out.
Bastion, how are you liking that new armor Papa made for you?
I should get some physical coffers.
Greetings.
Yes. Yes. Yeah! Dang it.
Together now.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, maybe the other opposite question is true. We made space. We made space. We got this. I don't give a frick. I look down. him down? How is he getting up faster than me? How is she so alive? And also, how did she shoot me? Did I turn my shield, guys? Did I turn my shield? I do have to turn my shield. Yeah, I don't have to. Okay, never mind. Never mind. My amplification's like 20%, I think. It's not much. You're not a Biggie Cheese in this mode? Yes, I am. You just watch. I'm better. I'm better than that.
1-0.
Lore Tracer. More accurate Tracer.
Oh my gosh, Lena.
So that's a no?
I'll tell you later.
Yes. Landing. I have this under control.
5.
Okay, let's go. We're locked in. I've never been more locked.
Capture the objective.
This victory has our name on it.
Oh, what are you doing? And how is it working? Ah! Dang it. I wanted that attack bonus. What am I bashing?
My journey continues.
In Biggie Cheese mode, Reinhardt gets bonus damage and he stays in the low ground? Yes.
I've been knocked down before.
Come on, Daddy. Come on. How do I die so fast?
Helden sterben nicht.
Got you staring. Get that feeling, deja vu.
Shield activated.
Where did he go?
Quiet! How are we losing? What is happening?
Seismic slap. I'm not through just yet.
How does that work? Please tell me how that works.
Meteor strike. Sorry, Angela.
So buggy. Can I? Can I? Can I? I'm committing. I'm committing. I'm committing. I'm committing. Ah! Dude, how did you see my HP? Oh my gosh. I just died instantly. I should have pinned faster so I could have gotten a save state up there. This is okay, okay. I got this, guys. We got this. Next round is my round. It's my round. Next round is my round.
Score 1-1.
That would be fun, Doffy. I agree.
Reinhardt, answering the recall is not my idea of hanging it up.
I had to show. Otherwise, your life would be far too easy.
And what a shame that would be.
Lending you power. Hey there.
All right, guys. We put this away. Put this away.
That's exciting, isn't it?
Shot. Well, space should have been created. Somehow we lost the fight on point anyway. Like, the entire team is on me. The entirety of the team. Every single player. What's happening? This is like the Ryan ranked experience. Every single person is on me, and it doesn't matter.
The battle of it.
actually just lost this.
How? No way! Come on, man! How? No!
That is actually criminal.
Jump! What? That should work. Chat, why is that not working? Holy cow.
Meteor strike.
We were down too many too fast. Frick! Unlucky. Hey, Talon. How are we doing challenges-wise? We might actually have to just call it there. Maybe we have to finish the challenges later. Did we at least get some of the challenges? Wait. Yes, we got some challenges. Yes, that's good enough. I'm done, Clups. I'm done. We got what we wanted. I earned it. We're done. It's good enough. I earned it as well. I played into foreign cast like every game. Okay, chat. I'm going to be done. I'll be back on Saturday. I'm not really sure what the plan is on Saturday. Maybe we'll do some pro analysis. I'm not really sure. We'll kind of play it by ear. But yeah, anyway. I will see you guys later. Loves and kisses. Chat. And that is all. See you guys on Saturday.